I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Flame it, burn it through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.
We returning to the dusk of a day, where a group finds out what they have, returning to life together, and wandering through the city, wondering what various needs must be met for the approaching threat that was told to you by new friends. New, I would not call them friends, but new, maybe servants is the right word. They served you, brought you back to life. I feel like that's kind of serving you. But in return, you all scattered across the city, finding what you wanted, and then returning together.
I didn't find fucking shit.
Exactly, some of you did not. And a place none of you had visited before, a worn sign at the front of a dark staircase with two S's spiraled together, which led you down to the Solomon Sentence, an old-fashioned bar with new polished wooden countertops and a new noble to Oscar, an Augustine heir, not the first of his heir, not the first of his line, barely considered an aristocrat, who found this bar and who was found by the party talking to Oscar, drunk, and, irritable. But by the end, knocking him unconscious and keeping him locked away under the care of Oscar's brother, you went to check out the new digs your friends got you. A fort, more like a raised tower standing atop a large 25-foot tall wall that connects the bottom of the tower to the kind of walled side of a main thoroughfare road. And the long 15-foot stairs that kind of wind up to the top, where standing at the top, a creature none of you have seen before, and clad in what looks like Smith's clothes, but pristine and unscuffed. Cicero, you have read about these creatures. These are Luxo, monastic race of elephant-like humanoids who demonstrate patience, strength, and discipline in all they do. They are believed to, in your elven lore, believed to be forged from the light of stars pieced together in the cosmos of the heavens.
Excuse me?
That is your elven lore about these creatures.
A solar being, probably.
The elephant man would be less cool.
I guess.
Who greets you with a bright, wide purple eyes and a kind of half, not visible smile underneath the large trunk.
I have to pretend to like this.
A very clean, fuck you, very clean set of what looks like Smith's gloves and bib. Vasul, the name that you have heard before from Mitzo, Grantuzo.
Miso.
You hear, no! I've gotten situated. Let me take a look at that armor. Oh, first, most importantly, I have cleaned the year's worth of dust from each of the inside floors, except the basement. I haven't even looked down there, and the rooftop. So I'll leave that cleaning to you while I take a look at the damaged equipment. And he extends his hands to whichever of you was holding Ray's armor. Could be Ray. Maybe.
I can't hold it. It's too heavy.
But for a bit of a quick rundown here,
Laughing at pussy.
to explain the inside of the towers, which you will go through progressively, but I'm just going to explain it all real quick. The lowest floor is maybe is the first floor. The tower is the tallest wide space, which is basically a 30-foot tall raised staircase that takes up the circumference of the whole corner of the first floor. A very tall first opening room, empty and without dust, not that you can tell in a kind of dark, dimly lit space. It goes up 70 feet before it hits the next floor, but you can notice halfway up the stairs, this 30-foot, 35-foot tall climb, there is a parapet balcony that sticks out, where you can... just the balcony, just the stairs and a balcony and a bed. That fits perfectly. Leading to the second floor, which is a bare chamber with 2 archer slits for battle, and is warm due to Vasul's equipment above, a kind of furnace that is burning inside the third floor, is the only other balcony floor, which is filled with his magical equipment.
This is the bare room, okay? There's no room for beds.
This is
Only beds.
filled with Vasul's equipment, and the floor above that is filled with 6 small windows slits for archers, and allowing a small amount of daylight to reveal the remarkably clean floors. No dust in this room, but the many archer nooks that show you that the second most top from the actual roof of this tower is not really effectively, it's sleepable, but with many openings from every angle. So what you have is 3 upper floors. And for the basement, what you guys aren't even there yet, but I'll just describe it first. You see it is a small staircase that's maybe 10 foot wide and 15 foot angled down. And then you realize it's 15 feet visible, but there's another 10 feet of, so it's a long 20 foot wide stairway, which leads down to what appears to be a 80 foot long and 40 foot wide massive underground basement that could basically be like a market stall location.
It's underground with no surface access. The perfect place for a market, I agree.
Which you see there is actually one exiting door which leads to the surface exit, but you're not sure.
Great.
It's not on the side that you came from. It's
Our
not the
tower
front
has a back door. Good to know.
An underground basement back door. So for now, and you've got all your equipment from even the previous areas, which you're not actually sure why. I mean, not for Ray. You've got all the equipment you had on you the whole time, but for Cicero, being the only person to know that there is equipment here from areas that he does not believe to be.
Apparently, I have the cap of human guide.
Yeah. You got that back now. You didn't have it. Now you got it. That allows you to do goblins as well. We added that as a
Goblin.
goblin. So you see Vasul take your armor, and he says, you hear him say, "This is the remarkable piece," and you see his eyes, that purple, that like brilliant purple eye. Both of them seem to glow suddenly and brightly enough, quick flash, and then dull back to normal. Still quite bright. You see his face becomes contemplative, although his expression is hard to see under the trunk. It's safe to say this may be a piece of history your people entrusted you with. Correct. I understand its significance. I will clean it up and the best I can. It shouldn't take but 5 days. And as Ray remembers how this armor received as a part of the ritual, the statue of your predecessor seemed to return his former armor to the statue, and then once taken off the statue was dawned on you, and the size shrunk the armor, the first real piece of magic that you were attached to, that attached itself, welded to you. You hand over, and you hear Vessel as he begins to kind of leave you. As you guys take note of him, but he seems occupied.
Luckily, my arcane gift from King's Bay with so many hands, it's a wonder of technology and magic, I have been able to improve and infuse with my own vexes. It should be able to run the shop while I am gone.
As he's halfway up the stairs.
It's not often that you are someone summoned directly from the hand that feeds. Not to sound rude or uncomfortable, I'm happy to help a job of great secrecy. After all, there is only one of me.
As he up to the top stairs, leaves you to this space, and not that you guys have any connection to the equipment here, but there is a cart full of pink fabric and sacks and tattered pieces of cloth, a very old, disheveled piece of wood frame for a cart. He doesn't look at the front.
Sick. I'm gonna go inside.
Okay. Do you explore upstairs?
Yeah, I want to see what equipment he brought.
Okay. So you follow him up. What do you guys want to do? You see some sort of follow up behind the elephant man, the Luxor.
I will respond to the tower. Start with the basement players.
So there is the hatch to the cellar, which is quite wide. It's maybe like 6 by 5. You open it up,
A comfy mat.
and he opens it, and you just see this kind of like this small billowing of dust that kind of naturally comes out. And that shows you that this room is impressively dust-free. From below, that kind of small, glinting pieces of dust is emerging out. And this is the last hours of light, or the last hour of light before dusk. So you get to the second top floor, and obviously you're noticing, or the third top, the first actual second floor, and you're noticing that the heat is just is emanating from the roof. And as you look to the staircase that leads up, you can see just sticking out from the kind of roof of the staircase, there is a machine that is kind of butting out, visible from the second floor.
Okay.
And you can hear this kind of quiet, like, I would say, like, clicking and snapping of fire and crackling.
Okay.
Do you actually go up to his floor where you saw
Yes.
him? Okay. It's a tight quarters. There's not
Good
much
vessel,
space.
eh?
Oh, hello, he says again.
You did a great job cleaning this place up.
Magic is very easy.
Oh, he was magic. Well,
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
You've been here for a while. When did he?
I've been here for 14 hours. I've made sure that 3 of those hours went to cleaning the floor, and the rest has been for setting up.
Do you want to have a nap?
Oh, I don't plan to sleep for the next 4 days.
So, fair enough. I haven't slept in a month.
It is not normal, but secrecy and time demand that I keep working despite being uncomfortable.
Okay, you can have a nap.
No, I
Just
won't.
ignore me, so just ignore what he says.
No, I won't ignore the hand that feeds.
Yeah, fair enough.
As you guys head down, you notice that there are 2 massive central wooden pillars that kind of line every 25 feet into the chamber. Obviously, an 80-foot wide chamber. They're kind of the perfect middle areas. You can see dozens and dozens of old wooden boxes that are just kind of left in the corners of this massive, this 20-foot wide space isn't that big, but 80-foot long, and one small kind of hatched wooden door at the far back right corner, adjacent from the stairs that you came down from. A remarkable space if utilized correctly. It doesn't link to anything else. There's no other side chambers, but it is very open and it is still filled with very old boxes, which even after opening you realize there is stuffing inside of this, like it is supposed to have been holding potentially fragile objects, but then it's like the casing of holding fragile objects without the objects inside. Likely, probably a good quarter of that would be glass containers. At least 2/3 of that whole collection of boxes was probably weapon boxes that held less padding, but more scratches. No, not glass containers. The containers where it held. The crate was full of parts. Yeah, fragile objects. But you can see that they probably haven't been touched in a number of years, and the ones that have been touched, the ones closest to the ground, look like they could have been busted in sideways, opened up so that little kids or rodents could enter through. So it's really hard to tell if this whole space has been properly cleaned out, because it's still very dusty. But you kind of get yourself comfortable with the space. You figure out you can put at least 4 beds on each side, creating kind of like an emergency. I was going to say nursery, but that's like a barracks.
Oscar, where are you planning on getting this furniture from? Because we are away from
like sort of sleep.
years.
We have a fireplace.
We're going to build it ourselves.
There's a fireplace.
No, there isn't. There is virtually
In the basin is the basement. The fireplace in the basement.
It'd be kind of cool if up the middle there was just like a tube that had fire.
You should renovate this place.
Tear it down. It's not there.
Let's use the land. My last big cottage.
You can sell the stones for the money we require.
and we return to Cicero.
Sell all of Vassal's equipment. He doesn't need it anymore.
Finish a little bit of the conversation.
Yeah, explain to me what all of this is.
And he shows you that this is obviously a large piece of equipment summoned, copied by Mitso, and is conjured here as a permanent object. So it isn't real, but it is mimicked off of Vassal's creation. It is a part furnace, part alchemy device that merges and kind of connects what you understand. It isn't elven magic, but it is much more adapting human magic with kind of with maybe even dwarven runic magic. A very interesting mix. Even though he's like potentially like has the same embodiments that you believe elven beings have, he doesn't craft like an elf does. However, you were told from the other blacksmith that he's the only one versed in understanding elven runes and elven signatures for crafting. So you're very kind of perplexed by his kind of reverse dynamic. But he says,
This is my job. If once complete, I will let myself sleep for the day, and then on the 5th day, Mitsu will return and begin to bring some troops. So I've been told.
So I was bringing troops.
I believe he's just being the nexus, the place to the caster, summoner, to bring them all to us. I'm not taking part in your battle, but...
Well, this is your part. What is your specialty with that, so? Something you're particularly good at?
I am...
We need that. We don't have any beds. We need more beds, yeah.
I've studied as a wizard for a very long time, but my title was the Cipher Mage.
The Cipher Mage?
Cipher Mage.
What does that mean?
This is a specific category of mages that is capable of deciphering and
Cipher. Right.
It's a manga, but they cancel it because the English translation is too late somehow. I wish I was joking.
Cypher mage. It's a real thing.
I think it's a cyber wars, but they're all matches like Costco.
also the cypher mages died in the cypher war.
Tell me more.
And a lot of my people. That does not matter. We survive as a near extinct species. But we came from a very dark land off this continent.
Really? What's the name of that land?
The Godrum Badlands. So that's
Godrum. That's 2 syllables.
the Godrum.
Godrum. Still 2 syllables. What continent is that on?
It's the northern lands of Isora.
Oh, okay. I remember I saw it.
Well, it's a land that is now walled off by the Guardian Wall.
It's unfortunate.
It's a very bad place.
So
We were protectors of it once upon a time. Well, then, it doesn't matter.
what are you doing here then?
I was
I don't mean here, but like in the Minas.
Dorzan, the archmaker cultivation, so fit that I would learn under him and his talents. While I was already capable as a cipher mage, he helped me learn and understand some of the more basic elements of wizardry. How to imbue those items also out of scrolls, and my profession was scrollcrafting before it turned into rune and scribe infusing onto items.
Yes, this sort of thing.
Dorzan helped me cultivate my difference between the two crafts, merging them together with some dwarven blueprints.
Seriously.
He says even like he doesn't fully understand the technology that he's been using.
Great. You're sort of taking the best parts of everyone's.
This is thanks to the powerful mages that we have running the Keter. Anyway,
Is there anything in specific you need or want? I don't know what my plan is here.
could you get a kind of just 3 more buckets of water and 2.5
So I'm made.
bread rolls. Fill them with whatever you like. Normally greens.
You did ask him what he wanted.
Prefer like a long bun.
I mean, like in general for your longevity, not like what you immediately need right now.
Like cheese grits bread.
There are tonics which you can buy from some herbalist stores that will help with keeping you awake for a long time, so might want to give me some of those. Instead of looks down at his work and
You see there's like kind of like a large 3-foot wide stone tablet on top of this infernal furnace, and you see he places the armor onto that, and you see the runes underneath start to like glow and trace out purple sigils all around the armor, which this kind of the armor is resting on this plate. The furnace beneath it starts to kind of kick up and glow brighter, but you see these like these weird purple sparks and infusion flames that kind of merge with the kind of general red-orange. And tea. Yes. I'd say a large bag, enough for at least 58 hours of continual drinking.
Tea drinker, alright.
I mix it into a big batch. That's what the buckets are for.
Oh, okay. So we're in a tub more than buckets.
Well, I didn't think you could bring me a tub. No offense, you might be able to bring me 1 bucket at a time.
Okay. It could be made of like light metal, but
That's okay.
we'll give it a
I
go.
could have lost in my mouth.
Yes, it does. Okay. Did you have like a nice house? You were from.
So
yeah.
where I was from, I told you, veterans.
No, I mean, you're. Did you have like a house, like a nice place?
I had
Much better than this
second
tower.
floor that was, yes, double the size of this space.
How did you come to work for Miso?
Well, very suddenly, once Dorzan had let me into his academy, I was one of a kind, and some of the mages, Miso constantly jumps between the three major cities, and I was introduced via graduate of cultivation.
Okay.
He's not like a public arts mage. He's just he's a grand mage.
Shut the fuck up. Okay.
But he does often speak on behalf of Alexandria, which is the lead of the overlord mage.
That's a lot of information to process. Okay.
Bonjour. Bonjour. How are you?
Well, I'll be back with some stuff. Just get to work.
I don't want to ask you. Stop. If Mitchell returns, do you wish me to ask him about? I was at the door and I had opened it. You were talking about the children that you didn't get to see.
Oh, it's fine. Their father's busy. They can wait. I mean, if you see Mitsu before I see him, just tell him that I need to talk to him.
You need to talk to him. I will. And he said he will be around for sure in 5 days, but if not earlier, I hope.
Okay.
It's very useful. You should be with your friends. I have to summon, and he starts to come to an anvil that just starts to like stay floating in space and glows a bright purple.
Very cool.
You like this room is very tiny. If you want to explore it before,
I'll go upstairs first.
Okay, so slightly warm, but actually pretty cool from the fact that there's a massive
It's really cool.
6-windowed space. There's no staircase that goes up. There's a ladder in kind of the center corner of the room. You arrive at the top of the tower. You can look out, look over. There's nothing. But you notice that you thought you were closer to the pier, like to the dock, but maybe almost perfect halfway point of the sea.
God damn it.
They're a little closer to the pier, like they're a little more eastern, so western, but
Is there anything interesting happening in the city right now?
if I could see one guy get
What an idiot. Don't just say no. You can't leave and take your stuff.
We can just jump from there and fly to the city.
Garbage. 17. Sorry. 16 because I'm on less level.
at dusk, you can see that you can see some of the more distant city glows, but all is kind of bright and I'd say a little cheery, if that's what bright light gives you as an elf.
They're suffering.
You can see that
They're being forced to work.
to the east, like
Late into the
towards
night.
the place that you came from the Solomon Seven's direction. You can see, I mean, it's a very distantly illuminated district, which is brightly illuminated by the kind of half dome. What are they called? Carnival, like circus wheels. What are they called?
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
What the hell is that abomination? Oh my
And it's
God.
like a half dome. Like, it looks like it's half submerged in the ground, and when you see it emerge out, it's just like a half dome that's glowing brightly and sinks back in.
It's like a water wheel.
Exactly. Jonathan, have you been floating with which pair?
I assume
The Lux?
I was a
Is this
pencil.
right?
And nobody said they picked me up, so I think I just can fly. What are you talking about? I can follow someone.
You've been following who?
Which pencil is it?
I've done it on
Oscar's
It was in Oscar's pencil. That'll be
It's a pen, not a pencil.
Okay, it's a pen.
It's a little pen.
Yeah, it's a clicky ballpoint.
Oh my god. How the fuck they invented springs already? Shit, this place is advanced.
Super psychology.
Okay, and with Oscar, it's magic. They cheated. It's not actually a fucking spoon.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Me when I get to play a pen for 4 hours. This is gonna be so cool.
Well, we can time skip stuff.
But what are you
What are you guys bickering about when I get downstairs? I can't even talk. I'm This is very funny.
Jonathan is just grinding the pen into the ground.
Well, I mean, if they're wanting us to, if they're expecting a fight here, perhaps we should set up barracks or some kind, some sort of hospital movement down bottom. So we
I
can
don't think we're going to be fighting.
3 sets of beds here and here.
Are you expecting to fight?
I expect to fight everywhere. But
That's fair.
They said that guys above us have disappeared. Ranges 150 feet.
That is very true.
That's the
We're still
increment.
experiencing that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well,
Well, in that case, I
That
think
makes
we
sense.
should warn the higher ups.
Still gotta use the gun.
20 capacity.
Oh, we already have.
We did literally just
Right.
jump from the high-rise.
We did, didn't we? Did we mention that they're gonna have onslaught?
They mentioned it to us.
Oh, cool. Good.
Do you have cleaning supplies?
I think the whole point of us doing our infiltration.
Oscar,
Yes,
do you have cleaning supplies?
in my room.
Can I borrow?
6 hours across the city.
Can I borrow them?
It wasn't far away. Just
Okay, let's do that. Sorry, continue.
Do we want some mattresses? Not beds, but mattresses.
But I think we might be able to save costs if we do one large sort of like bear skin or other sets of like softer furs and just make a connected rug and a few pillows. Because most people do their best work on the floor.
Okay, we have one floor to do this on because the Luxon took it on, except for the roof as well. I guess you could put it on.
We also have
2 floors.
Why would you put beds in the basement?
Well, we'll put the sick in the basement.
what?
What?
Infirmary, that's what I was thinking of.
Right.
We'll put the sick and the injured in the basement.
So when it rains,
Yeah, crash response, the level too.
Basement is
move to the
for
basement.
storing.
Why is the elephant man on the top in the basement?
Probably because of the
No, yeah.
Just make a chimney.
from the
But then the heat will
basement.
go up to the entire keep.
Yeah, the basement is longer than it will keep room.
Although, if we had a
You wanna dig
from
that
the
hole?
basement, we would have 4 or
I
5
mean,
places.
that would take a while. You
Or
could
3.
start if you
We
want.
have 3 stories, including the basement.
We have one story.
Basement, base floor,
Basement,
top
1 floor, 2nd floor, which is empty, 3rd floor, which has vessel,
Oh, and top.
4th floor, and then terrace.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have. If we put it, if we
So
put a
5
chimney-
floors to access, 4 floors total to use.
If we put a chimney from the basement to the top, we can have 4 or 5 places.
That's right. I do like fun.
No one needs that many fireplaces.
Survives every room.
Ray, I can be meant to ask you. You mentioned your island.
Your Irelands.
You don't come from Ireland. You come from an island.
Yes, your island.
Yes.
They used to fight creatures on there.
Yes.
Were they as powerful as long as we fought?
The one where we died?
Yes.
No. But they come in hordes. So I'd say they're half the strength or 75% of the strength of what we fought, but hundreds at a time.
How many have we fought?
Our entire village. Everyone on that island is born and raised as a
Sorry.
we are a warrior tribe. We have archers.
Are you the best one?
Melee. Sorry?
Are you the best one?
Well, out of the 4 sub-tribes of archers, assassins, and warriors, and rogues.
There's a rogue level.
The top three. There's three, not four. It's four. Each one of us has a chosen warrior who lead their tribe, and I am the warrior of the center.
Oh, that's good. I was a little worried there was an island full of spirit-wielding, walking weapons of mass destruction, walking around.
No.
That's good. Good to know.
The armor I wear is inherited from the chosen.
And they maintain towards your village, these ones.
Yes, always appearing out of nowhere, always at night when the stars are out.
So similar to what has happened here.
Correct, except
before.
Yes, I'm expecting it at some point, which doesn't bode well for the village. At this stage, they will be an island. If it is anything similar to our home, my home. The only reason we survive is because everyone is wanted.
He's asking for black onyx to raise the dead.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering why the paper was just against the wall being thrown on.
This paper is just like half ripped down the wall as it's been written on.
Yeah, it's like when it's not fully against the wall, so it goes like through the paper.
So, what do you find has been the most effective method to clear in these sports?
Well,
What are the tactics that you
what we have is we have high gated walls surrounding our cities. Well, they're not as big as these cities, these are massive. And really, we just do a whole defensive. We have archers surrounding on the piers. We have warriors at the front with our swords. And we drag in the wind when they are out. But there's not much we can do. They are always hundreds surrounding our entire perimeter.
so that you survive?
We bring up our young as warriors, and we fight.
They're using standard tactics against creatures, three-footers.
Well,
So,
we have developed more specific tactics against them. Usually we fight 4-on-1.
okay.
But that is difficult when a city like this has... Are there walls?
There are walls. I would say they're probably double the height of your walls from your home.
Not bad.
But then you've also got that these creatures can descend from the sky like smoke. And you also had like one of your armaments. There was two others uniquely, but also very capably used for the defense.
Yeah. The other problem I see for this town is not everyone knows how to fight. Most people, I imagine, do not know how to fight and do not wield weapons.
And they are basically like they're almost ethereal forms that can go through buildings that can cause chaos. And in your home, when everyone was on alert, there wasn't that much they could move around.
So,
But like you said,
I would say that's the first station.
So I believe if it is anything of a fraction of what happens at my home, this city will be 80% an island.
That's interesting.
What's the population of your island?
We are in the thousands, tens of thousands.
And how large
Well,
is
a few tens. Sorry?
I assume the hordes are hundreds?
They are in the thousand. Probably 1,000,
Okay, so
2,000.
a fraction of
Yes. But we are spread out. We have 3 main encampments in the main city. So we usually retreat back to the city on these great times.
And these tactics, fighting 4-on-1, are you, I assume you're adept at them?
Yes,
They're part of your blood?
we were brought up on them. What are you getting at? This won't help.
I mean, could you teach us?
Have you fought a large foe before? I would imagine it's quite similar. You distract it at the front and you flank around its rear.
I have fought a large foe before, but
You might be
those that
adapted.
I tend to find to use different tactics. I'd like to see if we are firsthand.
Okay.
And that's what you guys do for the end of the first day. I think that there should also be something that's noted, and it's not something that anyone else would know but Ray. The Oni don't initiate a fight. They cause all the chaos, they burn through buildings, but you have to ready up in front of them for them to notice you, and you have to charge at them for them to consider you worthy of fighting. Because they're half immaterial. So the threat is... The toughest part about it is that it is barely visible. And then it won't even acknowledge you existing until you find it and strike at it. And that is one of the initial things that you have to teach Oscar. And that kind of respect of a one-on-one battle is what these Onis, their instinct is to fight like, and a very similar essence of your culture. Your culture has adapted because one-on-one fights with them don't go well. So once you initiate a one-on-one fight, then a bunch of others jump in and help that, because then it's overwhelming them. And that's the way you do it. They are easily overwhelmed and can flail quickly under their own misinterpretation of a back, which you see repeatedly happen. Your people are able to constantly overwhelm them with numbers, and oftentimes it doesn't even result in them killing them, just wounding them enough for them to turn back into gas and disappear and live. Showing each other some tactics, actually getting some battle strategies around this possible threat, and as night begins, that black sky is very imposing and is very creepy, and there's a cold air. And Cicero, you notice even just before the end of the night, when you were looking outside the tower, you kind of barely noticed it. It's been a few days since you were last in the city, since you left the city, since all of these things happened and you've come back to life. There is certainly more soldiers around, but barely noticeable at this point.
Okay.
Is there anything you, Cicero, want to do for the evening?
Yeah, I'm gonna go around the area and figure out what services are immediately available to us in this surrounding planet.
I should just go with him.
Make a diplomacy check for me.
So,
I just get like a little stool and I'm just sit like this. Diplomacy. Alright, 25.
Okay.
Like to assess the nighttime services. Can you buy things at night here?
Oh, yeah, sure. And the store that stays open the longest is obviously your brothels and the Blue Office, which is your kind of police station, administration station. The Warholds are the people inside of the Blue Office. They will designate you with the proper paperwork to then go to a Warhold, which is a facility for gaining ID, paperwork, and money. Regular income people go to these law holds for their own income at the end of a week, but they still have to go through the Blue Office to get their paycheck, agreed and licensed to then go to the law hold. You see the most interesting and separate looks to be one of the military posts that isn't connected to the Blue Office, called the Bronze Command Post. Where you can see that there aren't as many soldiers inside as you'd expect. Like for the end of the night, you'd think there'd be a bit more revelry inside. You're not sure how the city really works, but you're noticing that the inside is barren. There's one soldier at the front, like table and chair, looks to be eating, but there's no one else in that whole building. This night, we're noticing that the streets are filled with soldiers, probably 3 times the amount that's filled during the day. And slowly, that at the very end of the day, that started to ramp up, but you're noticing it's pretty intense. The amount of soldiers each block is remarkable.
I'm gonna ask what a nice looking one.
Okay.
like full bear. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Is there? I don't mean to be rude. Is there something wrong? Is the city on high alert or something? Except for the stars. I mean.
Oh yes, that is the current problem. The city is on high alert because we cannot see the stars, and the temple has made sure to alert people that this is a powerful religious event. It does not happen often, or some of the people here are affected by the calming words of the religious spokesman. However, they are nervous about the current ramping of military presence around the city. It's very intense at night, and we've been told towards the end of the week that it will get more intense, and to watch out for military incursions through the city. So we are prepared. Sorry, pardon me.
Is there like a night market somewhere?
Oh yes, the Emerald City Gems. It's a market, even though it doesn't sound like it. This way. And he kind of gestures you westward.
I'm gonna pretend to be a stupid
In
tourist.
the direction back.
You kind of ventured more towards the rougher side,
You're correct.
and they bring you back into kind of the nicer sort of area. Where you can see there's a large green banner that stands at the kind of central entryway where a bunch of buildings kind of create a large square central courtyard.
I'm gonna take 100 gold from you.
From the chest. That massive
I
fucking
don't know if you're
sack.
keeping track of that money.
I'm holding the pouch. Do you want to steal it, or do you just want to ask for it?
I need 100 gold to buy things.
1,
5, 10, 10. I think that's 10.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay. We got 30 gold.
No, I need 100.
Wait, did 5, 5, 10, 10.
Okay, give me 70 more.
You said that was okay.
Well, I need 70 more.
11, 19.
The pen flies up, you're like, give us 2,000.
Okay. So,
We don't need 2,000 gold.
Don't have the rest of it to 100.
Thanks.
You have a pouch.
Yes.
Okay.
The coins are really small here.
Oh,
Not
I can't see.
It's in my imagination. Make sure you write that down.
Shit.
I don't know if you are writing it down. I'll give you a try.
This is the first one.
Except for
Actually, where you go?
Oh no.
You might be worth looking into these options.
10,000 gold was in it.
for what?
Sometimes they can sell items great value for cheaper.
As Pencil also writes, also, let's go find a museum.
Okay. Any specific sort of auctions? I mean, magic items or?
we are pretty sure.
Don't know why you didn't have it printed already. We're in the city.
And there you go, the fucking museum.
I need to go to the museum. You belong in the museum. Tell me what the museum is.
Auctions for items. So,
Look for famous item auctions. Okay.
no.
You mean like paintings? Art? You seem a little confused about your own request.
I'm sure if you find where the folk church is the right place.
Why? Are there like criminals here?
There are.
The bird folk are the criminals.
Oh no, he's only one off.
You want me to find one guy in this whole city?
No, I want you to find an auction run by him
Okay.
and then buy something.
Okay, well, I'm probably not going to be able to do that tonight, so maybe you can do that tomorrow or something instead.
And I'll be trained tomorrow.
Okay. That's good.
In buying furniture.
We've still got to get some bets.
Sick.
Just keep an ear out. That's all.
Uh-huh.
You said
Who is this bird guy? What's his name?
Okay, the 5G isn't
How do you know who this person is?
5G's just ain't working.
Buying into the machine. Two more for you.
What's that a possible for that?
So, Cameron, why you can't it's working for me.
Have you bought from this dude?
No, it's not. I try to keep a good distance away from all of that sort.
Right. Okay. The same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead first.
Thank you. I've never committed a crime in front of you ever. So.
Control.
People turn back.
It's you get 12.
$1.
Oh, $1.
12.
Capital 1.
Yeah.
And the Wi-Fi is pretty.
Not that I think you're a criminal. It's that I think your set seems to support that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you seem like you've got a good mouth upon you. I'm sure you'll be able to find your way in.
Thank you. I've been told that many times. Is this like a thieves guild? Or is it just
in the greater scheme of things, it's close to one. I don't believe they're all thieves, though. I'm not ruthless murderers. Slavers, some are safe. It's just a sort of.
you want me to interact with these people? It sounds terrible.
I want you to go to an auction.
If I hear of an auction, I'll come and get him.
Damn.
Because I'm not going to walk into an auction of killers by myself.
I'm not sure if Ray's the sort.
Ray, are you okay with committing crimes?
What sort?
He might stand out.
Well, I mean, that's the point.
No.
I don't know. Stealing, murder, a bit.
The small child who's been with you this whole time that hasn't spoken. So isn't an auction just a place where stolen things get given off to other people who want them?
No. An auction is where you sell things to a specific audience that you wish.
In that house.
She's been following us this whole time.
So he's like, honestly,
Oh, it's so clear.
I don't know.
Child, get away from here.
Just kick the child out. Ah!
I was just so random kid.
Basically,
So here's part of it.
Well, these are bad people, right?
Sure, but he wants us to buy things off them and give them money so they can do more crimes.
I want you to find what they're selling and buy it. It's worthwhile.
We don't have that much money, though.
I'm
Right?
not too against it. I will leave the purchasing to you.
Sure. Okay. Okay, well, that's not going to happen tonight, but sure, I'll keep it here. You know, like, legitimate people also have auctions, and they also sell things of value.
Oh, sure. They can get one of those too.
Alright, I'll do that instead.
so you go out tonight and you don't find any auctions.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it at all. I want to buy... I'll try to find this gem. Something gems.
Okay. Oh, well, the title of the place, this courtyard, does sound kind of like jewelry-ish. It sounds good. So,
I have 100 gold.
you see the blue
Yep.
ointment ring.
Yeah, 100 gold. So minimum was 500 gold would be... I'm not buying your necromantic components, I'm sorry. Get the cleric to do it for you.
The Radiant Stiletto, a
Damn.
shoe store,
Useful.
the meat
Here,
store.
you can have a cleric. Well, I like meat. Nice. It's going to be hard to convince him to buy it. Guess we'll have to wait to go back to life. Sorry, but...
Vononen and the family, and Smithery, and Silm Calabor's furniture shop. And then at the very corner,
I love flowers. Oh, really? At one time. I was a big. Was a big. I didn't use necromantic coordinates.
People that kill people, guns kill people.
That's true. No, the bullets killed them. But
Really, we should ban ammunition.
that's true.
ban ammunition.
Yeah, that's fun.
And you see the, it's literally just called the Emerald Gems. So it has the same title as basically the courtyard that you walked into. So obviously, probably the family that owns this whole area, block, or is just tunnel after it. You see it's closed.
It's closed
Because it's dark.
because he doesn't like it. Is it a market or a store?
It's a market.
Is that like an opening?
Yeah, there's a normal.
He lied to me. Lovely.
Oh no, it's like a market front place, but you see it's just a bunch of stores that are all separated into these buildings. And
How could that get out
it's
to me?
a market. You can see there's still like the bread store and meat store that is open, but looks like they're closing up. It's maybe 5:30 p.m.
Finding some bread for the elephant.
You see the herbalist store is open.
Yes.
Cool, so you go to a Mal's butcher shop.
I'll buy some bread.
Right next to the jewelry, you see there is. You don't go to the butcher shop. You go to the
Don't need bread. The elephant guy needs bread.
Actually, what does the gemstones look like?
No gems.
The gemstones on the other side of iron bars look like green display gems.
Yes,
The
green.
Emerald City store.
There are early emeralds?
Visibly on display.
The name does say emeralds.
Is there any like rings or?
But yeah, the emeralds are all sorts of implements into the jewelry.
I love
So
emeralds.
you're probably noticing that some aren't even proper emeralds.
Jonathan writes on the note going, "Are you just going to ignore me?" And
No, what's up?
You're running out of space.
I'm not ignoring you.
The ink runs out.
You haven't been writing to me. You've been writing to
It's a
us.
It's also a fountain pen. It just like droops the whole time.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know
no,
if I'm
it's like,
listening.
it's a
I don't know
magical
if you're...
Does it have infinite?
Because the paper's in my pocket.
But it fades
I don't
after
think you
you-
can carry it.
That would be funny if you're concerned that couldn't chat anymore. He had to switch to it.
I came here to buy you a doll. So that you could be a doll instead.
okay. I forgot about that.
I think you should buy a little.
How does your possession work? Can you just do it on anything? Do you...
Any object.
Oh no, I was wrong. It is called the Radiant Sunstone. That's what the droops called. Sorry, not the Emerald City.
Let's see if we can find a doll for you to steal.
You could just give me some random fuck.
Grab bread.
And what?
Fuck.
For a man who is dressed like an old
If a
monk.
man tries to knife me, sure, you can take his corpse.
So you head back.
I'm gonna look through these little. I'll buy some bread.
You buy some bread.
I'm assuming it's the leftovers, but
Oh boy, half a gold.
still bread. I'll go for 2 loaves of bread.
But I can also give you some for 2 loaves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll switch it.
That's what. No. It was 2.5 gold each.
That's nice. 2.5 gold each. 2.5.
Also, 0.25 gold each.
Silver's not a thing anymore. So,
I'm just letting the silver talk out. You see, there's
Silver's important to me.
silver trinkets with small embedded emeralds for 3 gold. You see they're even selling silver cutlery.
That's cool.
You know, one silver and 5 copper. Gemstone rings, the more polished ones, 8 gold and 5 silver. Gold rings, 3 gold. Brass rings, 1 silver.
That's cool. I done it early. So, 0.5 less gold. Okay, 5 silver down. Damn, this isn't looking good so far, guys.
Yeah, man.
I will
Red job's the hardest.
look through all these stores in the night market, and I'm gonna try to find a doll.
You're just gonna find a doll.
Looking for a doll.
Okay. Do you enter?
Enter your pawn shops.
I enter every building in this market.
You probably.
I stand at the front bars, put my hands up, and then go.
Oh, is
No
that
doll.
Is it like a carnival where he has to win a prize?
Do they have?
It's the end of the day. It's like a carnival at the
Are
end of
these
the day.
iron bars like they have locks?
Yeah,
Or is it like an up and down? Sort of?
Yeah, definitely. They have a locks and then more like cage doors that you can tell just swing out and open and then lock backwards.
Yeah.
They bar you from actually like putting your whole body through it, but you can squeeze an arm and an elbow through it for enough. You see, very interesting. You do not find a pawn shop with a doll. Unfortunately, not in this particular area of the city are there children's toys majorly.
Flattered it to be a sex doll.
However, you find at the corner of a floral shop
But in magical.
the root stems of the flowers, of a bunch of flowers, have been twined together to form basically like a doll made of fiber, of flower stem fibers.
Okay. During our time travel, what type of bird life have we seen? Have there been pigeons or crows or?
Can it be anything?
At dusk, you see blackbirds.
Blackbirds.
You do not get enough light to see clear details on the. I mean, various colors of grey, but it's hard to get any.
Are they like a native bird to the
You would know. You would know. Natives, maybe. They're feeder birds. They probably do regularly snack on the leftovers of the
You
street.
realize if you get a bird, or pretty much any animal we can easily find there, you wouldn't be able to communicate with me at all.
Fair enough.
I can't talk to animals. I'm a high elf, not a wood elf.
Gotta write that down.
Dinner.
So if you wanted to buy a fiber doll,
That kill him? What do you call theory?
Me ripping a bird's head off and then
Do you
eating it?
die? Do you die or do you become ethereal?
it's literally
I grab the pen and rip it off.
Yeah, but like, do you just float around being ethereal?
100% immune to death. Nothing wrong with that statement.
If the body dies, the
Yeah.
body dies.
Yeah.
If you could cut his spirit in half, maybe it would
So
die.
do you float
But you're not a
around
god,
being
so it wouldn't actually.
no. He has to possess something before he dies.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
this little thing is for sale, or was it just on the floor?
It's on display with a bunch of flowers that are also on display.
Could you make this little string thing strong enough to write with the pen? Because otherwise we could just
If
keep
you've
the pen.
seen hay molded to a doll, that's just like a kind of scarecrow frame. That's what it looks like.
Gentlemen,
It was made of green fiber.
would he possess the doll itself, or just one piece of straw?
It's a straw doll with fiber instead of straw.
What's the
Can you do this possession thing like infinite times a
What if
day?
he just possesses a rope that
Do
only
it 4 times a day.
Okay. He can do
Then
some.
he
He can do some jumping.
Do you possess the whole doll, or just one?
You know you're free. You could just go find some passed out vagrant if you wanted. You don't have to stick with
You
me.
see the florist poke its head out. It's excuse me, sir. Who
I'm
is
just admiring your beautiful
You're
stuff.
talking very loudly to no one outside, and I just wanted to ask.
I'm talking to my ancestors, sir. Do not assume things you don't know about strangers.
You use your delirium to state that you're culturally connected.
Delirium.
As he says that, the pen like flies up right next to him. Like he's like examining.
He's
his
just not even
words.
noticing the pen. He's like, you're out of touch reality with it. What the fuck is that?
Enters his
What?
ear like he just controlled it. So like,
Jonathan,
The fuck?
just because he's rude doesn't mean you need to take over his mind and body. He will
He
never
tries to
recover.
flick it out
He
of his
will
ear.
also report me to the guards. So let's just
Who the fuck are you talking to?
something else to do.
He runs inside and he closes the bar doors and he shuts doors.
Those guys who need flowers anyway.
intimidation. It works.
It works. Floating objects.
That's a random fucking
the city is
crack
kind
addict at the front of the door talking to himself.
Oh, I don't know, man. Can you possess that thing? This is all he hears.
Normally my first thought is Mage Hand, just pick up a pen, but
Exactly.
he
doesn't know what magic is.
He's a florist, okay? He likes picking flowers.
Just brings it to your head.
In this game, the second one, not mobility.
Mage Hand, the second level spell.
Can I get a bucket somewhere? bucket.
You look
Is there a
around,
well nearby?
and you haven't sourced a well.
I need to find a well. I'm
In
gonna
the
ask,
kind of main thoroughfare road.
ask somebody about where the closest water source
So
is.
you ask like the bread store owner or the baker.
Sure.
They tell you, near the loo in the back street
That's an
there,
ice cube.
you want to go
What's a
down.
loo?
Lavatory,
That
it's accessible to the public, usually on
That's disgusting.
and it is very close to the well. Luckily, they fecal lines are just
That's a turn of a body.
That's disgusting.
you go
Subject really.
to want to go down Steelfish Crescent and then take a left at Aurora Road.
Thanks. Thank you.
And it is tucked away in between two buildings. So just keep looking through the alleyway and eventually you'll see the web. And he leads you to a well, which there is one bucket attached to the hook connected to the post. And obviously, it's not actually connected. You look at your this is probably like the communal one.
Bucket, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like a crate.
That's okay. I just need to find the well.
You see lipstick stains on the edge of the bucket.
What the? All right. Okay. I can't buy anything.
You can't buy anything from a well.
I can't find it. I'm gonna go look around the taverns around here.
Okay.
You probably could have gotten a bucket or two off.
I can get as many buckets as I need. Things are free because locks aren't real.
That's better.
Everybody has to have at least one bucket.
Apparently, you don't have it.
I have all the buckets in the city that I need. You're the bucketless one here.
I don't need a bucket.
You're dying of thirst because you don't go to the well.
You see a sign that looks kind of in light, but it says the humble convent.
I go inside.
You come across a kind of
Is there a
kind of
religious iconography?
kind of like it's like a shabby front of the building, but you notice it's kind of like weird, like stained yellow tiles.
Why?
You enter this like spacious, totally spotless. It's clean, but the floor staining is like it's a bit off.
The little fucking upstairs.
You see nice tapestries that depict mythological scenes placed on the kind of banners in the walls, the kind of very decorative, ostentatious type of fashion. The interior walls are powdery white, like a powdery white color.
Yellow tiles, powdery white walls.
And the ceiling is an enormous glass dome as you look up.
That's cool. That's cool, I guess.
You see a kind of a very fine-faced, old, wrinkled woman walk forward. Hello, my dear. She meets you at the front door, but you notice inside there's like 2 or 3 groups of actually cloaked, yellow cloaked people, just like huddled and talking at different tables.
Does fine face.
Fine, gentle.
Refined.
Not refined. Like looks like
soft, rounded.
Yeah,
features.
soft features.
She looks like a baby, but old.
Looks like easily, old and frail.
Is she wearing makeup?
You can see there's some lipstick.
Like a human woman.
Yes, you're pretty sure she's human, and she's wearing the attire of the mix between like a monk's robe and a waitress's kind of like brothel chest.
You're not here.
She looks like late 60s. Or like mid 60s.
She's like 25. Hello, man.
And you literally see on the back wall of the bar it says "Get Temple Blessing," and then beneath that it says "Buy something."
Temple blessings are us.
I am born healed. Hammerstone.
Lovely to meet you, Bullhill. Do you have any mercenaries here? Any weird guys?
Oh, just casually, some from the Sword and Shield Guild that come through here and look for a drink. Partner to marry up with for the night. Are you interested in any courtship this evening, good sir?
No, good, thanks. I'm looking for some mercenaries. Maybe like a. Do you mind if I put like a flyer in your window?
Of course. Of course.
She does. I don't have the flyer, but
Of course
I'll come back. I'll get a drink, though.
Buy something first.
Sorry, I'm new to the city. I'm trying to get some my bearings.
A ton of prices. You see, this store itself actually seems to sell like a large variety of different things. So you see water skins, you see vials sold, oil flasks, ink pens, holy symbols, holy water, incense, rations, like a bunch of stuff that could support a priest or a divine worshiper. But you also see a flask, a tankard of ale for 2 copper. And she pours one out and gives it to you. She says, "Look, this was on the house, my dear.
She said,
Look like it's a bit."
I'll ignore the insult, but thank you.
Oh no, it's not an insult. It's the end of the day. It's nice, you know, you look like you need a good drink.
Not wrong.
We would normally be filled with clientele, but the soldiers have been busy. And normally their companionship for the evening would be taken. We said it is very open and available for you and any friends you wish to bring around.
Mm-hmm. So I have many friends that are definitely desired.
If you need any paper, we're happy to provide. Assuming you've got the coin.
Still paper, yeah, so I will take some paper. I look like a man who needs some paper.
That's how you can make the flyer paper.
I also need some pens.
1 silver and 9 copper.
For a sheet.
Per sheet.
That's not that bad.
That's fucking awful.
I'll take 80.
Oh,
80?
what? Let me go into that. Excuse me. Girls! And you hear from up what is a spiral staircase that is like guarded with guardrails. You see 2 women come downstairs. They also look like late 50s. 2 women, almost scantily clad, and the kind of more monkish waitress.
Evening, ladies. Are you religious?
You can actually see around their necks, they both have religious symbols. Yeah.
80 silver, 720 copper.
Okay.
Which is an 80,
12 gold.
which is an 80 silver. 0.6.
Okay.
With gold. I mean, on top.
Like 17 gold. Sick. Damn.
And if you're ever looking for any more, we normally sell to the soldiers, but if you need any emergency supplies, healers, medicines,
you're in a very interesting business here, but quite useful, I'd say.
we often have a lot of sick soldiers that come in, so having a bit of extra stock in that regard is never a bad thing for us. But this whole week has been rather yeah.
I bet you hear a lot of wild stories.
That's okay.
Interesting things around there. Anything particularly interesting happening, except for the night sky?
Oh yes, more reports of smiling children. It's very weird and strange. This is not something
Children around here don't smile no more.
That's the thing, is that you normally don't report smiling children unless it's something to be.
Are they stuck smiling or something?
I don't know. Yeah, smiling children the guards have to deal with, if you will. And they keep saying, oh, the children are smiling. What?
The children are happy.
They had to arrest at least 12
I'm
children.
surrounded by 50-year-old women.
You see the two women that are now at either side of your shoulders. The main woman who's about to walk away, obviously, is cut because you asked her the question. But
I'm asking these two.
oh, you asked these two?
She's busy getting.
Oh, she gets the paper.
Oh my god, you're so big.
And the scent of the soldiers when they come in here is what I desire, one of them said. You don't know that their scent they bring in could be, we have perfumes, they could as well. They wouldn't dare. They like their own musk too much.
Children musky gods.
And I think I do too.
This city has very particular smells. I'm not used to them.
Oh yes, of course. And you see, they both pull out they are holding glasses,
Okay.
like large wine glasses, and you see that they kind of switch out your ale for a goblet of wine.
That's much more refined.
And they say it can be assumed as an elf you are a bit more refined. Our old Bohill is she's a sweet old woman. She thinks everyone likes ale.
Let's put water down.
You must to drink this. You must pray.
Who shall we pray to?
We pray and we drink. And we will play alongside you.
What do you play?
The prayers is a prayer of rest.
I need
The god Nanut. And when you drink this wine, it unlocks something. It releases something inside of you. And they just go silent. And they both kind of just go into a silent stillness. You can make a sense motive.
I'm not to get rude. Yes. That is bad. My self-drive is terrible. 17. Swimming in great bias.
Oh. I can't find any of my D20s, but that's enough. Oh, there you go. Don't need your stupid little dice. I found them, okay? Jesus. That's a 3. Good. They reveal in their kind of expression that they are eager for you to drink, but they don't look like they're just kind of bored and anticipating something.
Okay.
Excited.
Yeah, I'll drink that whole fucking thing.
You do?
Yep.
Alright, make a will save.
Examine poison.
Do you pray while you do it?
Your DC for this is 20.
Will save?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will immediately cast neutralize poison on myself with my belt.
Okay.
But, yeah. I found miserably.
You were just compelled to be truthful.
Yeah, immediately cast neutralize on myself.
It's not a poison.
I got
It is a prayer, blessing, and a curse.
Okay.
But it's more a curse than a. But anyway, look, you don't. You see, cast magic on yourself through the belt, and you feel that the energy from the alcohol is siphoned back out of your body.
Okay, that's good.
So there's kind of like this weird, disgusting build up in your chest where the alcohol was sitting, and then somehow it like reversed Jesus, it just becomes water. And you're noticing that
different.
you feel different. You just feel like your tongue is less bound. You're very tight-lipped.
My tongue is left full.
You, as you begin to try to communicate with these sisters again, you can kind of feel a depth of feeling that was locked deep within you. You have a necessity to express your deeper feelings. Instead of just kind of bluntly refuting to describe your emotion.
It's like having
It's a happy drug. It's not, who's proficient.
How to actually express your emotions.
Or drugs, but yes.
I honestly did not expect that you ladies had any divine power whatsoever. You impressed me.
Really do. Not much at all, really.
No, it's a really... Do you know who Abigail Rotten is? Great lady. Never met her tragically, but she is a great historian.
See, one of them was truly confused, and then the other one's like...
She wrote a weird story about Nanut and her sister,
You're talking about the cooking woman.
Is it? I guess.
I think she also wrote something about women in the patriarchy, in the matriarchy.
Yep. Then that.
What? Why are you looking for her?
No, I just asked if you knew her.
Oh no, yes, she's I believe she was an alias author.
Oh.
I believe.
Wow.
But I also believe...
To be expected, I guess.
I swear the rumor was that... I remember now, she was Wasn't she an ancient woman? No, she definitely was not. She was
I
clearly,
heard she was in
she was clearly a
ports.
man that knew too much about. Yes, and I believe that she was around during the conception of Tulum Port, some 300 years ago.
I heard she quoted that humans taste like pig.
Her knowledge has been kind of slowly spread without and down south. We've only had books of hers, the one who seemed more knowledgeable, for 12, 15 years.
A killer.
Of course, her super
We should
recipes
not
were
kill
always
her.
rather watery. That just could be the taste of the water we have here. I'm not exactly sure.
Are you ladies a purveyor of works of historical art?
Oh no, we just like to keep up to date with anything related to our gender, and
Of course.
and at least keep some diplomatic touch when we're talking to some of the more elite members of society. It helps to stay
That's
well
me.
informed.
I'm very elite.
I'm surprised you know of the human author.
Well, I found me and my adventuring pals, we found a bunch of...
And a bunch of books on cooking and women.
Well, the book was about cooking a human being until they became a god. Well, I was up in,
You're saying the Northern Lands.
when in Krueler, right?
Are you saying that her work has kind of gossiped itself down to a more dull version down here?
I have no idea. I've not seen her works here.
Normal books of just cooking. She did do one piece about, women. But
There was I wish I still had the document, but I've been blown up like 20 times in the past 3 months, so it's gone. I'm sorry. I could write it down for you.
no, it's fine. I believe that the words would get twisted to the north where the lands cross. Was there
Your
anything,
matron's taking a pretty long time with it.
is there anything else we can do for you? Actually, make a perception check for me.
18.
18, good enough. It's been 15. You see from the bottom right corner of where that woman went, you see there's a shadow. That is her form, but it's in the door slit, cracked behind the door. So basically, she's behind the door just listening. She's just like,
She's just standing there. Maybe I need to give you the money. Maybe that was the problem. Give me a second.
you hear the rattling of coins.
This whole situation makes me deeply uncomfortable. I don't know why I tell you that.
So much.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Hello again.
Here's your money.
Well, thank
I
you.
need it so much.
Girls, why don't you make your way back upstairs? The gentleman is,
It was a very enlightening conversation, lady.
you're not interested now, two lovely elder women?
You're human.
Is there any problem with that?
You disgust me. I apologize. It's just the racial difference is a little too much. I do appreciate elder women. Don't get me wrong.
Her brow kind of like hardens. It just doesn't look soft anymore.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I told you that. Normally my decorum is much better, but I think the lady spiked me with something a little strange,
Yes.
or were casting spells on me without my permission. I should burn this place to the ground.
Yes, well, we.
I probably couldn't do it though. There's probably a lot of soldiers in
A
here.
lot of soldiers come here for drink, and we have enough water in this place to likely put down any fire you can bring. I understand.
I'm glad.
You're getting
I'm
drunk
very
and
glad.
You're literally
No, not
shaking.
drunk at all. Just under the influence of harmful magic.
Well,
I'll come back here a lot, I think.
They did challenge you to.
Not for the prostitutes, but for the information and
we're just three women that know a thing about women things.
there's only 3 of you?
Well, 3 of us on this ship.
Alright. There's women, we don't want that women things.
I only complain about characters. I'll leave all the women to you guys.
I think we could be great friends. And your services, aside from the prostitution, are very, very useful and convenient.
It's like, you're a little trapped.
Yeah. It's lovely meeting you.
It's clearly not that lovely meeting us, but you're welcome to leave now and with your paper.
No, genuinely, it's been a pleasure.
Put the thing up on the wall.
I don't know if you can say genuinely after what you just said.
No, I don't think I can lie right now, which is a real problem for me, you know.
All right.
I lie a lot to a lot of people.
Fade, at least for the next little while. Just
I'll just avoid all of the people.
just don't talk.
It's good. I can't seem to stop. I don't know what the problem is.
Maybe that is something to do with you and your little.
If I could sleep, I would have that bed. That is. Well, I'll be coming back. Thank you so much for the paper. This has been a true pleasure.
You see, as you're leaving, and you kind of look over your shoulder to her. She has a wicked. Her brow doesn't raise, so it's still very stern. But she's got this like almost horrific smile. As you leave, just like a corner face. So.
That's something good.
Goodbye.
I'll be back.
As you leave.
There's kind of shit that needs to die.
As soon as he felt like a spell being cast or whatnot, he would have murdered everyone.
Yeah, totally.
As soon as they offered prostitution.
Yeah, exactly.
But that did happen last time.
No, when they tried to rape him. They didn't rape.
No, you were a client.
You were consenting.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew what he was consenting to. That's the problem.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to another tavern. I'm gonna go to several. How many taverns are out here?
Okay. So, you want to go the whole line? This is your goal?
Do you go to the museum?
I need a bag.
You need a
I
sack.
can also, yeah.
Look, a night at
I
a
need somewhere
museum
to hold
sounds like
this
a good
paper.
time.
You do not find any store at this time of the night that is selling a bag, but you do find a bag half filled with stuff that a drunk guy had clearly left on the side of the road. It's like a messenger sack.
What, hold my paper?
It'll hold
What's in it?
all of your paper. You see clearly some sort of like hardened, crusted food that's just left at the bottom. As you like tip it upside down, it's just like two eighths of a piece of bread. It's just like spittles out. Yeah, you fit it fine.
I put the piece of paper halfway.
Okay. You just keep one on your shoulder, just freaking right on you.
No, that would be weird.
Okay.
That's why he keeps it in the pose.
So you head back to another tavern, and then another tavern, another tavern.
I'm looking for mercenary.
Are there any, like,
You do not
deadbeat
find any
murderers or
restaurants.
anybody on the road? How's the homeless situation?
Homeless situation is good in the main thoroughfare where you're near. In alleyways, you do normally catch at least one shady-looking person slumped or waiting for
Someone
something.
tries to mug this elf man.
No, he's pretty quiet. He's pretty quiet. So most of the time, he's walking past people that are like actually asleep, and they're just like homeless on the side of the road. But yeah,
Brightly
no,
lit streets.
he stays on areas where there's not a lot of crime. In this middle area and western part of the city, crime-free relatively. The military presence here is really strong.
A lot of soldiers.
We are going to make another diplomacy check for me, first, so we can get through this.
Yeah, 20 shoes take forever.
Can I assist him in diplomacy? Can I assist him by writing notes about how he could best do diplomacy better?
You want to be present while he's trying to communicate with tavern people?
He's trying to tell me how to talk to people.
By like writing notes, going maybe you should ask this question or
Yeah, you're going to do that at a tavern where people can see your
I
pen
don't
floating?
want that.
no when we're walking to the next time.
That doesn't make any sense, but let's do it.
You see another sign.
No, you can't.
I'll be a fancy
Rusty sword.
force.
Yeah, you can do it. It just depends. You're not that stealthy. Yeah.
I mean, they can see it is an elf.
You see
I am an elf.
Elves are for magic.
a kind of tiny, gnomish-looking man as your bartender, who's clearly up on a stool as you move up to what is something called a rusty sword. Fuck.
I'm at 17.
Later.
You notice in the corner of this, there's a gazebo where it looks like a kind of half-orcish man is selling bows and arrows.
What a coincidence, no longer need any.
And there's a few other people around, but there's none that look actually like mercenaries, or they just kind of look like people coming for food, or that one guy who's selling weapons.
I'll ask a barkeep, many barkeeps, if there's any
There's one.
people that need work. I'm in the hiring mood for a mage or a house man.
Oh yes, you're looking for. It's like this tiny little sounding, tiny head of a guy that's basically standing on the bar to talk to you.
I recently came into is the spell still?
Yeah.
I recently came into possession of just a fucking shithole of a keep. And I need someone to maintain it. There's a really big, really awesome elephant person that has a lot of upkeep. And I need someone big and strong who can bring water upstairs.
Big and strong, well, that's certainly not me.
Well, I can see that you're a gnome.
Well,
I'm sure you run a good business here.
We've got.
Am I having a flyer up in your window like tomorrow?
Sure.
Thanks.
We've got some former prisoners that are kind of looking for work.
I don't need untrustworthy people.
Oh no, they're trustworthy. They've been freed from prison.
Is there any like really horrific like criminals you know, but like aren't actually dangerous? Like in a bear fight? Anyone that like sleeps, but they're not very perceptive, but they like sleep on the floor, but they're like murderers or rapists or something. You know, like where they might live. I'm going to kill them so my friend can possess their body. I'm gonna leave now. I'm God damn it. This fucking bitches. Go for it. I don't need them dead. You need them alive. I don't know. You clearly failed to kill possess the alive guy, so.
Find another.
I stopped going to. I stopped talking to people.
You're just gonna stay in alleys and just go home.
No, I'm gonna go home.
At one point, Jonathan gets a piece of paper and writes, looking for body for hire, 5 gold.
Just let the paper fall on the street.
5 gold.
Stop stealing paper.
11 days.
11 days.
The ink fades after 15 days.
You guys, you have 4 more days where nothing happens. So, what do you want to do in 4 days? Over the course of 4 days, including training. That's absolutely the main source of what I'm assuming time will be spent to do. Get back that level.
I am going to go to church.
Okay.
I'm going to pray for like 6 hours. And I'm going to visit Mark. And I'm going to see if I can just take some of his furs if he lets me.
He expects repayment, but yeah, he's happy to give it to you.
Yes. So it's not happy to give it to you.
I'll take the comfiest ones.
Yeah, you get a few. There's like 2 thick, really, really thick bear rugs. You find 2 ox kind of hides.
I love ox.
He just kind of gives you as many furs and as many coats for bedding purposes. So that's what he knows they're going to be for. He has something equivalent to like a fur mattress that is his, and he just gives it up. He just goes,
Sometimes I'm happy to sleep as an animal.
No, I don't want to do that sleep my life.
Well, you know, sleeping on the floor as an animal is far more comfortable than sleeping on a cot as a...
I'll just take the top 5. You can give me mine.
Fine.
How much are you expecting, please?
16 gold.
Jesus.
You know how long it took me to get all of these hides? Well, fine.
Oh, what's it's probably no, sorry. I've got a guy visiting the keep tower that makes magical things. Johnson, if you want to pop over, feel free. It's courtside. Town.
It's that big haunted place down the road.
Yes, there's a lot of towers. I'll find my way.
Well, it's got a big thing on it. So, these are on the
All right. Okay.
Look for a bunch of fur.
I'll look for her fur hanging from the windows. I suppose. I don't know. I'll just keep my crow with you.
That's professional.
Call.
Five this recently.
I believe he headed to the temple to assemble. My crow checked in with him, and it looks like he has been teeing up some meetings with some of the higher ups at the temple, likely Oshia back facade. I assume that they're giving him some sort of scoop and that he will reveal the information to us in due time. Probably he'll come to me first, unless you're in your normal location.
Yes, well,
I'm not sure he knows where your new thing for is.
I'm not sure. He found the information with Cicero. But if he does come to you first, just leave your crow to me.
Yes, I will.
Thanks for the advice.
Of course. Let me, and he gets like a large wooden pole, and he just says, just hang them all on this and carry it.
So it's spider. A lot more comfortable. All right.
Through the gate, let him in. Gate doors open, you get back inside, into the city, and then across the city. Anything else you want to do on day 2?
We got to Cicero.
Okay.
Is the Nurgle still trapped in the room? Or
He's still trapped in the cellar.
what have you done to it? Feeless fingers, lawless toes.
Bravo!
Doesn't have nails anymore.
Oh, is he talking? I did tell you that. They just fell out. The nails fell out by themselves. I'm just getting asked questions. I'm gonna dye my hair blonde.
Right. Okay. You would have to go to a florist
That's fine.
to make the dyes yourself.
Or I can go to a tailor and buy them.
They don't normally sell you the dyes. They use it for their own clothing. Make a diplomacy check.
I can't buy dyes anywhere in this city. This city is fucking worthless. The dye makers just are fucking garbage. I mean, like 28, but you know.
28. So they tell you that no, you can't at all of the kind of main stores, but you'd assume buying things separately wouldn't be that much of an issue. They lead you in a directional path where you're bouncing between a few stores. You get to the kind of central area of the lumber weaver's mill where most of the threads and materials are being created. You realize that your tower is maybe 7 or 8 blocks from that central area where clothing, dye, and bedding is basically all being made in the very center of the city. And they do sell you some wholesale prices for dyes.
Thank you so much, sir. I just realized I don't need clothing dye, I need hair dye. I want to go to a barber. Thank you. I'll remember you.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I do need some dyes for...
so much time.
No. I do need dyes for clothes, but not yellow. I need some other different colors. Actually, I need more clothes.
Wholesale told us we don't sell clothes, we sell the clothing ingredients. Go back to the place you came from.
I need some dyes, though.
You want to use it?
Okay, so you want dyes from here?
Yeah, I'm here already.
Okay, so 2 gold worth of dye will get you more than enough to do.
I'll just have a general supply for my clothes, but then I'll go actually buy hair dye from a barber if I can.
Lose this before actually using it.
No.
That's okay. Fire dragon.
From the center of the city, you're actually not too far away from one of the
one of the barber shops that you went to before, where Cornell was. So you head to the Careful Knife, and you.
Should have just said I use a disguised check, but you know what?
Are you going to do basically buy a disguise kit?
Sure.
Okay, 1.5 gold.
Oh, shit.
That's the points. I'll think of a decimal.
1 gold and
Is
5
silver isn't a real thing.
That's what until
Some guys.
and are you having a haircut too, or are you just getting done?
Actually, no.
about 10,000.
And makeup.
The dwarven woman is solidly pissed off.
That we should use the gold collected to make a bank and elect a new currency.
I don't know
Elect
if you know how making banks work, but we need more money. And property.
10,000 gold as a base investment.
Yeah,
Property,
keep-
property, and then a bank. And then
you tried to make a bank.
Did we? No, we did.
We made the gold cubes.
I don't remember that.
What?
Case.
Oh,
Oh,
Case.
no.
You mean
That was just because Kane is a fucking idiot. We just
Yeah.
tried to make a bank.
that was just idiotic.
the bank was there, and you kind of worked around the bank.
I mean, it could have been
Case's
useful as a collateral to start a bank, having a gold standard,
But yeah,
It was also like 100,000.
Yeah, we were transferring and then
we didn't need gold. Gold's fucking worthless. It's literally useless. Except for you, you just turn it into legendary weapons for me to use.
And since we're
That's
on your
great.
way back up from one of the dark-looking areas, you notice there's some place called Home Collins Dungeon.
The Smith is basically
I would like to enter this place.
the person who
One of the just
disappears.
there's no other than the label HD, and then like on the actual iron kind of front, kind of like door kind of label. You see Home Collins Dungeon. And you see it is like a stairway that leads down to a long dark corridor. Then you see kind of splits off into 2 intersecting passageways. And you see, you hear down one of the left passageways, there is this kind of sound of dragging chains.
Okay. We're shooting the spell worn off at this point.
But there's spell has worn off.
Brilliant.
No, it's a lethal.
And you notice actually that
I
there
disappear.
appears to be, even though
Forever.
you're looking down the left alleyway, you see someone from the left side of that alleyway. A kind of singular, a prisoner. This is clearly a person covered hand chains and leg chains with a large kind of metal ball at the base of his feet, shuffles along and through and out of your line of sight.
The ball and cheese when it's walking. Are you still with me?
Yeah, sure, sir. I'm headed.
Bad guy. I was gonna get you a doll.
This person is restrained.
I could just take the things off.
Wait, was that like?
But that means we'll be chased down.
You just saw a person.
Did I see like locks on his, or are they welded to him?
It's pretty hard to see. Yeah, they were probably locked. Probably. It's hard. You gotta get real close. You were looking for a hallway.
Yeah, it's pretty dark in here. I'm gonna come back here with Ray.
And you see, actually, now that you're walking back, you notice that the other corridor, the right side of the corridor, literally says Fighter Dungeon. And
It's a
you
level 12 dungeon. I'm already.
After following Sister Reckless so many times, do we see a library?
2 whole days.
Interesting.
do you see a library?
Yeah, just following Sister's path.
In this path, no. This is, you're sticking to the main thoroughfare of the city, and there's maybe 4 places, or 5 places total in the city where libraries are kept. So there are large houses of knowledge, not any that are on the main thoroughfare. You'd assume for criminal protection reasons. Making libraries look more mundane keeps them from being robbed all the time. So definitely no ostentatious buildings that have big library symbols in front of them.
How do we punish criminals? Do they behead people in the street? Do they have like killers?
No, but you noticed that obviously the more northern lanes had those kind of hanging stations. You never saw a kind of courtyard for hanging or anything like that here.
They have pillars. I don't think so. Keep people in. Most prisoners don't get
Well, yeah, but you would assume so, but you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Not even when you went to the Lord or like the Blue Office. None of those had like prison inmate holding areas that you could visit.
Respectable. We just see strange animatronics just walking around the street.
At the end of the day, Oscar will come up to you and Brett and ask if you want to check the
Great. Because,
What is rated?
well, when I'm not training, so when you're off doing
Hey,
your...
yeah, first thing in the morning, these guys are both kind of doing stuff.
I'm going to be... The sword. What was that place called?
The rusted sword.
Oh, was it? I got it right? That's skill?
Wow.
No, no.
Sword and shield. Okay, that one. Yeah,
Okay, you don't know what that is.
Okay, I'm going to ask.
Ask Oscar. So you have to wait for him to come back.
Okay, well, I go upstairs and I ask the elephant man.
He doesn't know. He's not from the city.
I go down to the street and ask a random passerby,
They scream and
the
run.
child in the house.
You can also ask me other one.
Yeah. Before you leave?
Yeah.
Sure, you can ask him.
I never come back
Hello.
to the tower, by the way.
Where is the guild?
Here are the coordinates.
Oh, thank you for the coordinates to the guild.
You literally fly, Jonathan. You don't have to follow me. No,
You definitely don't have a map, at least
I
not
agree.
currently on you, but yeah, that direction is closer to the Jewel Vault Bazaar, so where you came from, where you met that fairy friend, closer in that direction.
It's a latitude of 195,
Thank you. Yes.
386,
Yes.
and a longitude of 3 million.
I really, the standard is Isura, so I guess that makes sense.
722.
That's the
Thank you. I
center.
don't know what any of those mean. But this is down that way.
You're saying a map.
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes.
just trying to buy a map of the city.
Right hand side.
Okay, yes.
From when you went to.
You can try that.
Yes. Okay, I'll go then. Thank you.
It's got a big sword and shield on it.
Really announces itself.
Well, it is good.
You do notice that as you've been walking to try and find this, there are multiple buildings with sword and shields. Most of them are blue offices. So you enter a few, realize that these are just people in blue outfits that answer to the public and not to you.
The blue
and not a
people.
guild. But they have that same emblems on the walls. You walk and you eventually find a kind of area where there's a few people standing in line for a symbol at the front of the building that looks it's just tall. It's a very tall rectangular building that sits kind of squished between a lot of other tall 3-story-ish buildings. And you see the people that are lining up look totally not from the kind of much higher end area of society where you are. You see a few of them are completely shirtless. Massive bulging muscles. You see wraps around their arms. Some of them just look like fighters. And you can see that there's some sort of really big looking bear, maybe 10 feet tall, standing with a kind of massive, it looks like a scroll case, but you can see, yeah, it's like a, oh yeah, a bear humanoid. So a standing bear with human arms, but just the body size, double or triple the human. Maybe still 10-ish feet. 9-10-ish feet.
It's just a bear. It's just a bear.
Let's go fucked up arms.
Ostentatious armor.
Does the humanoid arms have fur?
They're gauntleted, so you're not able to see anything on them. These
Please
are.
kill this thing.
And you
wanna
can see
see it.
this long scroll case at the top, at the very edge of it, seems to have some sort of like indent pen where you can see this massive thing that he's holding on a shoulder like a gun. He's actually writing. Really, with a massive, basically an enormous pencil for tiny writing.
Honey.
Oh, wait, he's the guy behind the desk?
Of course.
Oh, I thought he was in line.
There's no desk. He is at the front of the line, just writing down people's names and letting them through.
Kill.
Chop him in half.
To a doorway that you can't see through, right?
Prison rules.
You're close to it.
Find the main guy. You got it. I believe in you.
This is a prison. We need him.
Next.
We should definitely kill that guild.
Abigail?
That's what
Why are you fucking assassinating Abigail? What has she done?
She eats people.
No.
Who's Abigail?
You didn't know her.
I don't actually know if you were there. I think
No, he literally was not.
your character didn't exist at that point. Right?
Okay.
You see right in front of you is a rather squat dwarven man. You can see that he has what look like kind of the same type of gauntlets that the big bear guy has, but obviously much smaller, and you can see that there's like these spike parts at the front of it. So it's clearly like armored, whole arm gauntlets, but they are meant and built with kind of a brass knuckle aesthetic. You see he kind of turns around and what the fuck are you? Are you some sort of... And he's kind of whispering, but he's a loud whisper. Are you some sort of monster like that? And he points to the bear.
Monster.
No. But also, I don't think that's a monster.
Are you working? Are you like a bouncer second? Or are you?
I do not know what a bouncer is.
Oh, it's what he's doing. It's like guarding the front door. Bouncer second.
Yes, as I said, I don't know what that is, Mr. Good Boy.
But like a second dancers like they're like shadow, so it's like standing behind him and like watching his back in case he fucks up. So you're not one of them.
That sounds dumb. No.
Okay, he just turns back around. Fucking weird.
What a normal conversation. Kill the man.
No, I didn't kill him, man.
Oh my god, you just insulted the dwarf's honor, bro.
Is in a million years.
You're lucky this isn't what happened. That'd be on site. You would be.
You bump him on the head, and as you're pulling your arm
No,
back,
I didn't actually do that.
you did do it.
Wow. Pussy. Absolute pussy.
That's why I went Polk.
You could have done that. You notice that there is actually
You could have committed a war crime.
this interesting, like it's first thing in the morning, but you notice there's an interesting kind of like steam or like cold mist that is emanating off of his gauntlets that I described.
The dwarf or the big? Okay.
Dwarf.
Free magic items.
The gauntlets of the big guy, the bear, are actually like they're gold all the way up to the like near the wrist, and they're just blue, like a blue metal.
See 100 doors, squeeze out, and there were cracks in the wall.
My honor. You fucking disrespected my clan. I'm gonna kill you.
He turns back around. Are you some sort of performer?
No. Look, are you a fighter around here?
I know I'm a fellow theater lover.
Theater.
I love watching the performance,
So you don't fight?
Oh, no, they don't real fights. No one ever dies. It's not real.
You found a WWE ring. Yes.
Yeah, literally.
This is gonna be sick.
Cool. I'm just going to wait in line as I have been.
I want to see Ray suplex someone.
And if you're not a fighter, then.
Oh, I'm a fighter,
But you don't fight.
He's not fighting, so.
I don't fight to die.
I don't think many people do.
Is that what you're looking for?
I'm just a really big giant guy.
Look, I'm just looking for people to learn how to fight properly as I wait in line.
I understand.
How big is the line?
There's like 6 more people in before you move through. He tries to kind of half talk to you, but the most that you really get is that there's a lot of people that come here just for the theater of this.
Oh, to this place.
Uh-huh.
Do you know people who could fight? against horrors.
Imagine the worst thing you ever imagined in your life. Like 10 times worse.
I mean, it depends, you know. I mean, a lot of 30 monsters kind of like you end up fighting in these arenas, you know. I just...
Let me rephrase. If you had to fight for your life, who would you offer up? Who would you send? Give me a fight.
I've betted on him a few times. Quao Shin, the Yeti monk.
Wow, shit. That's fucking sick.
Quao Shin.
Okay.
It's spelled with a Q.
Okay.
And an X.
Yes.
This dude sounds sick.
He'll be performing tonight.
Fuck yes.
He tends to crush a few limbs.
I don't want to see that guy get obliterated by Murky's dad.
Okay, at this point, I'm just going to, with the 6 people ahead of me, I'm going to
Kill him.
Yes, I'm going to use my ability. I'm going to move to the side, walk directly past all of them, walk up to the front desk, and pose a question to this guy.
Sure.
I'm going
This big bear figure, you just stand in front of him. Dwarfed, like he's double the size of you, but yeah, standing posingly.
No one in line stops him.
They're all looking pissed at him, but they're doing the side eye. It's not.
I mean, if
It has a sword.
you hear the dwarf in the back.
I'm just going to give them the side eye of intimidation if they do say it.
That's it. You're ready to just be attacked.
Rend their souls in half. Do it.
I need somebody to fight. Are you with the person?
It's not a Yeti.
I do admit they're fighters, yes, but it's only...
This town is going to be attacked sometime soon, and I need people to fight.
I can let you fight in the pit.
Does he look confident when he's replying? He doesn't seem...
Yeah, no, he's more just trying to like weigh up your request. Like you think he's probably too.
Oh, you know what? Let me use my assessment and figure out his strength.
His strength, 23.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy.
What's it called?
In the same sentence, you 22.
Okay, he could fight for us.
Level 1.
Also, an NPC, so it's going to be place from everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
The one inside.
The legendary.
Look, I do not care about the ring here. I'm talking life or death of this town, and we need people to fight.
You're looking for real warriors?
Yes.
There are some inside. They tend to earn money this way. But if you wish to locate a real warrior, you might have to fight one to earn their respect. But
Okay, sign me up.
And he
Guys
starts
are gonna earn so much money.
right.
there is a reward, but there's 2 rewards. You can either take the 30,000 gold, or you can take the horse lord scabbard.
And he's writing your name really tiny.
What is your? I've got your title as fighter. What is your name?
Ray.
And you see it's just R3.
R-E-I.
Okay, screw.
Ray Skywalker.
50,000.
He is raised
Although we
Skywalker.
have a very bad track record of selling items.
Yeah, we literally not sold a single.
So I think we take the gold.
I would also say, if you're going to sell something, and Oscar would know this, auctions are by far the best way to get best profits.
That is true. I really try to talk
No, if only we had Nephimus the Magnificent. It would be so good in an auction.
Yeah.
500, 500, 600, 9,200.
In this city, your biggest issue would not be an auction.
You're bidding, you're not the one speak to that.
No, he would be the one heading the
Why
auction.
would you do that?
So we can
Nephimus.
keep
For fun,
illusions that
For fun and for
His charisma is
artificially raise.
90,000. I hear 90,000.
the ability to rank up profit.
No one said 90,000. No one here has 90,000 gold.
And someone
No
puts
one.
up another one. 92,000. Oh, we're now getting
60 billion gold.
So We'll go with Ray getting into
This was
this
unintentional, okay?
ring.
Are you sure? You're looking for fighters.
I'm actually going to skip through and say that Ray, this is not a one-day event. This is a series of battle, like a tournament arc.
Yeah, 7
You
days.
go through
He's tournament arc.
in one day. You go through 2 fights. And it's a succession of 4 fights, but you don't have your main piece of armor, so there is some, they have to give you armor if you're like, I'm a fighter, and I'm coming to the defenseless. They do provide you, they provide you with the base level armor. That isn't necessarily helpful, but does do some good strength training for you since you're used to very refined, very lightweight armor. And I'm not going to make you roll for it because you're a capable fighter.
You're a bit capable.
We can push through the first 2 days of fighting, but I want you to make me a diplomacy check instead of
Not an intimidation.
You can do intimidation. It's just getting you a different result.
Everyone's scared of you and everyone wants to see you again.
Yes, a little bit.
I saw you try to do that.
Across the ring.
Do you want to be the people's champ, or do you want to be the heel?
The heel, but he wins anyway.
Well, yeah, but he might not. I don't know who my
So intimidation can also just be everyone respects him for being scary.
In respect for intimidation comes from Brandgate, less in this culture.
Yeah,
Disrespect in this culture is
WWE fan?
but at the same time, yeah.
They fan.
So being intimidating will work. In terms of
You know what? I'm going to be intimidating because once I propose the idea to people, it's like, we need to do this or we will all die.
Yeah.
So intimidation might work.
It is a diplomatic intimidating.
Pizza.
That doesn't
Shit out of the people goes 5 for me.
22.
Okay.
That's plus 13. Oh wait, no, that's perception. Wait, no, same thing. Yeah, 22.
Okay. And by the end of your second day going through these fights, you are brought up in the type of central ring of the pit so that you are face to face with the last day's opponent. You're basically at quarterfinals, and they're showing you your final without talking about the in-between. So basically, everyone you've been fighting is here to fight this big guy. So you and 3 others are stood at the kind of bottom of this large seating arena pit, and then you see like black beads that wrap around the neck of a similar size to the bear, probably more like 11 feet tall, pale white skin, slightly humanoid features, gold metal bands around his arm, and long red robes with white cloth underneath. It is a beast of probably colder lands, and he has an equally intimidating presence to you.
Can I do something unique to this one?
Yes, you can.
Die.
So how far away do we start from each other?
You start 15 feet apart when you're doing this, but I actually say 20 feet apart when you're doing this main battle. But you have the day before standing beside him to do some assessing of things.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do.
That's fine. Perception is the only one.
Okay. Actual just perception?
Yeah. So I suppose a question for you: are you playing
so it's
one or are you playing the
strength, maybe. Probably fight him.
To actually fight
him? Is this going to be a skip through or a combat?
We'll skip through the fight.
Okay, good. So I can do a special.
He's worthless.
But I've got all the stats up here for whatever. And I'm going to say this with 93 HP.
Never mind. Worthless.
22 AC. He's capable, but not under.
Yeah. So perception shouldn't be too high.
His perception is plus 12.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So from the time we get in the ring, and do we like dap each other up and stuff.
You're paraded in front of the crowd for about a minute. You're paraded in front of the crowd for a minute, and then you're actually sent home. And then the next day you come back and you do that fight. So, and then you.
But like at the start of this fight, we dap each other up, and then we go to the corner.
Like
we go meet up at the center.
But you don't have like a. The person who is orchestrating the central meet is this weird black feathered bird creature who's like very ostentatious, widens the wings and kind of gives a grand display. But you are forced to be basically shoulder to shoulder, addressing the crowd at the beginning of the new battle.
Okay, can I describe how this will?
Absolutely.
So, when we go to the middle,
you tap each other. The massive paw that's this big.
From the moment I am within attack range, I am going to hit and strike many times. So I can do this.
Or even before the combat starts, technically.
Yes. So this is hidden, so no one can see it. Well, they can roll.
No one can see it.
Perception.
Everyone.
Everyone around has a -5. He doesn't have a -5.
He just got a natural 20.
That's fine.
Plus 12, 32.
Yeah.
Raise your
It's with my and now I have to look up.
I
don't think that stops him from.
Mine to hit is the plus.
Yeah, so roll.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting up the rules because I didn't think I would need the rules up.
I didn't think I'd roll that. Hey, look, this is a pricey 30,000 gold item.
Might have to say that 30,000 gold could buy.
Nah, this will be fun. Let's see. Hidden strike, hidden slash. Here we go. Perception DC. Well, by the way, it's a perception check. So yeah, it's what did you say?
32.
32 against the sunrise attack roll. So let's get all my.
Against the attack roll.
Yeah, that's why
a really hard DC then.
That's why all of my things went to hit.
Oh, does that mean it's like a 17 to hit for you?
Let's see.
32.
So I won't be using my power attack because of this. So it's a.
I mean, this also kind of makes sense. He doesn't seem like the greatest fighter in the world, but
power attack doesn't do anything.
He's ready to watch you fight.
So it is a plus 17.
Cool.
13.
I'm going to advantage. 17.
Nice.
17 plus 17. 32.
34.
Oh, 17 plus
34. Yeah.
Just barely my person. So you first.
Yeah. But I will do that like many times.
Yeah, we for demonstration.
I can do that. I think I can do that twice. Oh no, we down level, so I can't do that. That's okay. I'll do that a few times while we're in the center, and then we walk back to.
I think that's like 5 rounds.
Okay.
5 rounds. So 30 seconds of you secretly cutting this guy to pieces. You're ripping this guy. To continue.
So when we go to each other's corners, and the guy was going countdown to 0.
That's right. This bird folk is literally counting down, and he's throwing like confetti streamers in the air every time he does this. Ostentatious.
As soon as he goes to 0,
the final.
I flick my, because right now I haven't taken out my sword at all. I flick it up, I flick down, and he falls down.
He stands up out of that like corner spot to begin to fight, and that final confetti goes up, and then his body just slumps back down in the same spot, and then obviously this kind of like, as you're now seeing the kind of red lines curve around his body in different areas.
Now I do activate my little
good.
So he doesn't die.
Protects him from death.
Yeah, protection from death.
The crowd boos you.
What the fuck? This is match fixing.
Yeah. You get
I paid money on this guy.
empty like tankards and small metal flasks thrown directly at you.
Let's kill the furry cunts. Let's kill the furry.
He's ripped in half by 80,000 peasants.
The Birdman, who was like, what the fuck happened? And then he flies off.
He's running.
You should get him. That's our king.
Leaving a trail of black feathers as he leaves, flying very quickly and very briskly. He doesn't wait around to give you a reward, and then you realize that there is some other small dwarven man who is literally walking down the place where the bird ran from, and he's just carrying an enormous sack over his shoulder that's just like rolling down the stairs, making all the sounds. It's very audibly he's carrying 30,000 gold of coin in one sack. The fight warden couldn't be here to give you the gold, but here, and he...
Thank you.
Nice, we quadrupled our money by doing literally nothing.
While all of the audience is like still kind of going, he's like, but wait! It's either the gold or this pretty.
Thank you for the gold.
Fair enough. Puts the scabbard back.
Now I'm going to just address anyone who hasn't run away.
Okay, there's a fair few. Most of them are more ready to fight you, they seem like.
There is a plague that is going to come to this town, a plague of creatures.
It's a fucking mega city.
Well,
It's a mega city.
to me, it's a fucking big town.
It's a metropolis.
I don't know what a city is, okay?
Giga city.
I don't...
Everyone that you've met since coming here has called it a city. No one has called it a town.
What is a city? Jeez. To this town.
To this largely big town, strangely large.
It's slightly lost the thread, but it stays with you.
See, this kind of big village.
It's kind of big.
It's a really tall walled hamlet.
I need people who can fend for themselves to be shown how to kill these things.
It's full of shacks.
If anyone is a capable fighter, meet me outside in 10 minutes, and we can begin training. Or many people will die. So, really, it's up to you.
You see them all at this point stop throwing stuff, and they're just kind of looking at you confused. Most of them are looking at you confused. I mean, the one dwarf that you were out the front with seems to be looking at you with, like, just amazement.
Oh my god, exactly. It's now the next like storyline is.
Do you just leave?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Or wait outside.
I'm a little worried. I think I'm a commoner. I don't know if I'm really helping the situation at all. But when you're 12 commoner,
I'm just gonna go home, but I'm excited to see the next one. This is a movie. It's a live movie. Yeah. It's WWE.
No, let's talk about the end of the world.
Yeah, WWE.
And as you walk outside, and at the end of this third day, you notice that you wait outside for maybe an hour. No one turns up. And then you see about 15 people leave at the same time, and they all look towards you, and they just stare. 3 of them spit at your feet, and then they all walk off.
He didn't become the people's shape.
damn.
And then you notice walking out of the tunnel, basically
care about the weak.
filling the space, is the Yeti that you beat.
Damn, didn't hear my speech.
Yeah. I did.
And
It's like I'm gonna kill you.
he goes, "Good fight, Mr. Redman."
Seems like a monk.
Good fight.
He's fucking stupid.
You fight for a living.
No.
You fight to survive.
Yes.
Technically, that is fighting for a living.
Like, no, I don't fight. Oh. Yeah, well, then he basically asked the same question.
He did, he's dumb.
He's wise, not smart. Can I have a cookie?
Well, also,
Doesn't have a 9 intelligence, totally.
people know that for a living means for money. Jeez.
You're true.
I don't know about this.
You obviously do. Because you ask for it every day.
I am a postulant of the temple of the pure flame Kai. So,
Are you? Oh, yes.
I did hear what you said in your victory speech, but it didn't seem like anyone liked you.
This large town is under threat of ethereal nature, and I'm looking for warriors to fight against it.
Is this why there's no stars anymore?
Yes.
He thinks.
There will be a horde of enemies in the upcoming days, weeks.
Well, then we need to protect our home.
Yes.
It's a little warm for my liking. I like the northern lands more, but it's...
Hibernation. It's gonna roll.
But... I think you're worthy to fight beside.
He says, kind of like squinting. It's like, you look like where you cut, like right above the eye. It's like a thick gash mark. It's still like bleeding. It's pretty, like you see one eye is just covered in blood.
So where do I go to help you fight?
Well, we're staying at the large tower that way.
You see this row of like 3 separate towers separating that view of the horizon.
We are far that way, like 8 kilometers.
You say like 40 minutes.
You don't know kilometers. 40 minutes.
We use the imperial system.
Yeah, I know. That's why
stupid.
No, my island uses kilometers. Then we use
They don't use time. Yeah, they just use distance.
And then this
Time doesn't
continent
exist.
uses
The imperial time system.
On the average walking speed, we calculate off time.
Yeah, so 0.1 miles per feet per.
Per kilometer.
So he is now one of your allies that will come and join you for the future fight, if you choose. Now, this is something to mention to the party. Now, I should have said this at the beginning of the game, but we'll come back to it. Now, Ray's spent a good 3 days, and we'll get to the group for what they want to do for that time.
This happens on day 5.
3 days
Yes.
into from day 2, day 3,
Okay, we
day
can talk
4.
on day 2 when he comes back.
In terms of future planning, you will obviously have enough troops, but then you have to think about, do you want to bring Sophia? She can summon another ally to fight beside you. So 2 for 1.
David, we've not wanted to bring Sophia.
Great. So you can leave her behind, which is good because you can then bring other soldiers. But you've also got to worry about, are you going to bring Monkey's children?
David, we've not wanted to go anywhere.
For the reasons of why you would be doing this fight. So I'm going to choose to think about. Monkey's children are safe, you've been told. But Monkey's children are also a potential bargaining chip for talking with their grandfather.
I'm here to kill Monkey's father, and that's
But if you choose that path, then you fill the front liners with attack units instead of Sophia and the
The
children.
reason why Monkey's dad is trying to destroy the city.
Yes, please.
That's not a reason.
This is Dragon, man.
It's not attacking the city.
because Monkey's dad is dead. And Dragon over Black.
Hey, what's the reason?
Because Dragon evil.
Why is Dragon evil?
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna fucking go have sex with him to figure that out. I don't know.
Maybe we need to talk to this dragon and have a conversation and explain that maybe destroying a bunch of people
That's-
is bad.
In last game, that is what Mitsu said, yes.
No, but I can just spend the week studying Draconic.
As the only person here who can speak Draconic, I'm punching it on side.
Damn.
You should learn Draconic.
I know Draconic.
Grok told him.
That's just a lie, that. Jeez.
My bad, bro.
You didn't even say that in character.
Okay. We're gonna skip forward 3 days. What do you guys want to do?
Beat this man up every day.
I want to try to teach these guys
outflank the T1 feet.
And I teach this man with the blindfold on because if he sees like half the things, then obviously his hit chance is half. He has a more.
In fairness, that's kind of accurate. That's kind of
Either a dying convict is found, which I possess the body.
Guys, all this turn is great.
You have to drift pretty far away from Cicero to find a dying convict. Cicero just go, oh, there's a dying person just running.
I look, that's the dying person in the alleyway. I'm gonna go down there so that I don't get killed by the person who made the person dying.
If you go to the docks, you might have a good chance of that.
The dying convict.
Just spend a day as a pen drifting through the city. And if you
Do you want a doll? No, okay, I'm not gonna bother.
So let's say, Jonathan, you spend 2 full days drifting through the city to find a basically dead person.
No, I think on fucking.
Okay, you never find a dead person.
Okay, I just never find
Cicero
anything
currently is
before
allergic to dead
Cicero's
people.
going.
Yeah.
I'm not going near dead people. Yeah.
Is it disturbed elf?
To play a character who, when they die, have to possess someone.
I don't think I expect to die.
I didn't expect to die.
Well, I should have thought about that.
No, I can't stop the CR 18 creatures. You know, there's a problem.
None of us can. We all die.
We didn't die like that.
Yeah, we died someone stronger.
Well,
Oh, sure, yeah, you died before that.
Yeah. He died at the CR11.
You would have died anyway.
I don't want to.
so anyway, guys,
I had resistance to it.
are we all in agreement that the plan we're on right now is fucking stupid and won't work?
No, for sure.
Okay.
I see no way this works.
I found a monk. Wait, is this before or after?
It's often.
I found a monk
This is
that.
day 2.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
This is
No,
what
no
this
one
is
said
what
he
you
knew
talk
what he
to
was
us.
stop at day 2 and day 3. Alright?
This is why you talk to us.
So I am in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. Good. I'm
Also, my back.
Ray, are you in agreement? This is a dumb plan. It's gonna work.
Well, we haven't really devised a plan.
The plan currently: get 15 people. We're gonna get teleported into an enemy stronghold. Step 3: push them up.
Wait,
Step 4: profit.
wait, hang on. What stronghold?
3 is find the children. Step 4 is leave.
What children?
Remind me what stronghold.
No. The Santa already has Murky's children. Murky's children are safe.
Then why do we care about Mookie's children?
We don't anymore. They're safe.
No,
We're here because there's a bunch of knights that are held hostage. And also Murky's
Where?
dad is in Full Negro
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're going there already.
If we can only teleport in,
in 15 days.
if we can only teleport in with 15 people, how are we going to leave more?
See, that's the problem. We don't know how strong Murky's dad is. We don't have any escape because we're inside of the
I
enemy
don't think we
fortress.
can beat Moki's dad.
I don't think we can beat Murky's dad either.
Yeah, no chance.
Guys, I have an idea. I'm writing this. What if we just
He's writing something.
teleport a disease into their base
What does he?
and then give them
I'm gonna assume Murky's dad is immune to diseases.
fucking cancer.
and make them fucking bleed from their asses as we give them any diseases and just teleport them into that base.
I don't non-stop. But what is the deal with Disney's
I do not know.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is the first fucking time I've ever
It's a
talked
death
about
plan.
it.
It's not a bad idea, but I'm gonna assume Murky's dad, which is
Why
the
don't we just
dangerous one.
weaken the whole tribe, potentially kill them with the diseases we brought overseas?
Mitsu suggested using last episode Moki's children as a way to subdue the group of centaurs
And then
into
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
make believe.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's because it's actually effective, unlike you.
I think we should try.
Like,
We should try diplomacy first. See if it works.
Definitely won't.
But you have to think about the diplomacy is costing you 2 soldiers because it's bringing in the 2 children.
Well, no, we need to talk to Mitsu because
We could definitely leave the children here and barter on behalf of them without bringing them into danger.
That would likely anger them.
What's stopping them from just killing us and then taking the children?
No. Well, no, I do not agree with either of these ideas. I think they're all
We
bad.
shouldn't bring their pride to their home.
I agree. I think all these ideas are terrible.
Yeah.
That's why we should infect the children with diseases.
All right, I'm taking your paper.
And the children, by the way, still are infected with a curse that you know of.
No, those children
But you don't know what that curse necessarily does.
They died to a
No,
wizard.
he is right. We haven't seen Moki's children.
You will try.
No. And in fact, Cicero was the only person with you guys who asked Mitsu to view them, and he just like disregarded him and basically walked. That's it.
So we're going to go on with 15 soldiers.
I think I can.
But I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Next time we see Mitsu, we're going to tell him it's a stupid idea.
Yeah,
We're just going to do something else.
What?
My idea is that we just besiege them.
Is this like
Until
a
they stop
fire
to death.
dragon?
But
What type
also-
of breath does it breathe out?
I don't think
We don't know.
it's a good idea to
You don't have to.
siege this area.
Yes, we have 80 sheets of paper.
I don't.
It's all across the
Yeah,
house.
still
Ink
writing.
disappears.
He's still writing. I don't think it's a good idea to siege when we're about to be under siege. And
Well, we only need like 100 dudes to besiege Fort Agron.
yes, but the siege of this city, large town.
There's like a million people living here. I'm sure they have more soldiers.
Yes, so they will not stand up against.
Okay, well, having 100 extra dudes is not going to help.
Well,
I
actually,
think that's the case.
are they expecting us to come out alive? Because they saw us all die.
Probably not.
Probably far.
There's a lot of missing information here that we didn't really get.
Perhaps what they're doing is putting us in as a bit of a sacrifice.
Mitsu did say he's basically doing. He kind of referred to it as doing what happened to you guys before. He's bringing in opponents that they will underestimate. Is what he said.
I think a larger cohort would be a better idea. But if they're going to think bringing some fear and getting your children into battle,
Oh, come on!
So there's no child.
What if we go to a centaur burial ground,
There's far more
revive their
powerful
dead, and then give them
mage
trauma,
than...
I
and
could,
infect them with disease?
I could summon an earth giant that would help us burrow a hole underneath the.
the mentality of such a child.
Oh, come on!
So it's true.
And physique.
Well,
That's just me.
physique can go.
You're tiny like me too.
Right, but physical weakness is still physical weakness.
Oh, I'll start doing
We
weights
need to
then.
find some way to assess Moki's father's strength without all of us dying.
What if we did?
We should ask Moki again.
Well, he's gone.
What if we went in a smaller group?
What if we sent in a group of zombies?
How?
Goblins? Question mark?
You do not even have a body. How are you going to get zombies?
I have my servants who are still alive, just downstairs.
We do have a floating pad.
Okay.
Yes.
How does that help?
Well, it's a floating pen.
What if you give me a better fucking buddy,
We could get some
like an
information
albatross?
and then come back.
Uh-huh.
I assume teleporting one creature is going to be far less impactful than 15 plus. I don't think most people are going to be able to see a floating pen.
You have a point.
What if I possess a fly?
And even if he is taken out, he can just possess some other creature.
We can come back.
So it is okay if he gets killed.
Yes.
There's no kill. Good.
No
You have
offense.
good thoughts. I think if we do that sooner, then we can
We could
get information.
ask me so tomorrow if we could do that.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea. I'll go find a rat.
Well, no, if you're
No.
a rat,
Creatures. So that
Yes, we want a small.
we want something that perhaps.
I'll go find a rat with a flea.
maybe just a pen is fine.
Yes. Just stick with the pen.
If I become a flea, I can cast magic.
No, you can't. Please can't talk or don't have hands.
I don't need that because I'm an exotic caster.
Why can't you do it with a pen?
Because the rules of magic's flimsy and stupid.
Glad you admit this to yourself. But you'll be much easier to find if you're a living
We
creature.
also don't want you casting magic there. We want you to just go and look at the creature, study it, and then come back.
That's why I want to be a flea.
Fleas can't fly. and the rest is slow.
But also pencils come.
That's fair. Please drop.
And
They will yeah. I'm going to assume that when you're possessing a living creature, you can't just fly like you're with a pet.
No, I can't.
So you're much worse.
But I'm immune to full damage because I'm lighter than gravity.
but if
You're a pet.
fly,
Because you can fly.
But I can't cast magic and get obliterated.
But I sincerely doubt they're going to look at a pen.
He's planning on turning into a flea so he can cast spells.
Oh, you can cast,
also if you
how can you cast spells as a flea? Don't you need
Cast
components?
magic as a living creature. No, I can cast without components.
Oh. Don't you just
Up
need
to
to
100
holy...
gold.
Do you need
No, that's with your
Oh
holy...
yeah, with the holy. Without the holy thing, I can go up to 1
So
gold.
you need to be a little bat carrying your
No, I
holy...
can be a flea for 100 gold. I can only cost 1 gold, but with the holy emblem, 100.
Okay.
I'm going to cast... This looks so dumb.
So components...
so you can
He can make better spells if he's a bigger size creature.
There are some spells that don't have those.
Sure.
Not useful.
Yeah.
I don't know what spells you would cast.
But I think that's good.
Your job isn't cast spells. You're not going to cast any spells. You just let it listen.
and if you float up to the roof, then it's harder for you to be seen. Especially if you're in the corner.
And if I'm a flea, I can be on them.
Why would you want that? We want you to be away from it.
But closer to the action.
But there won't be any action because you're just looking at that.
Scouting mission.
But also, let's also mention that your speed will be horrendously slow as a flea.
Things are fucking fast.
Yes, but
No.
when we talk
Not with the heavy wind in a mountain. I will
Not when you're carrying 100 gold holy item that you need to cast.
No, he isn't gonna carry it. It's either bigger size and you can cast better spells, or he's a flea and can do like tiny spells.
Yeah, you can do 1 gold spells.
Please can cast spells.
And he's shiny magic.
But also, if you can fly, you can at least go, 30 around? 30 every 6 seconds?
Yeah.
Instead of the flea, which is likely
Probably also 30, but
a foot in 6 seconds, maybe?
I also like to mention that there are literally not flea sessions.
Why would that be a flea statue?
is there a
Have less
fly?
than 1 health.
Yes.
That is fine.
Would you just... Is there
It's a diminutive creature. It
As
doesn't
long
have
as soon as
stats.
that, it's like Jonathan is a little midgie and flies, and it's just eaten before he even leaves to go.
Just stay as the pet.
Yeah.
It's just so much more inefficient.
I'll teleport you in so that you can look at him for an hour. Give us enough information and then teleport back.
But how are we going to get back?
I assume you so. Just keep talking. Or just make up for it.
That's probably a different spell. But
I'm not
I don't know what Mrs. I don't know what his skill set is.
I can also teleport.
Except for teleporting.
I'm sorry.
Sure enough.
You hear from upstairs and the giant Luxo comes downstairs. And he's so big.
Summon objects.
Do you notice he's got a piece of paper in his hand? A long, kind of bound, old-looking piece of paper?
I am so sorry. You guys are talking about battle. There was something I was supposed to give you earlier. It's the layout of the fort. Mitchell obviously did give preparation material, but he said he would be back with 5 days with more.
Do you know how we would get back after teleporting?
I heard what you said. He is capable of both teleporting and holding open gates.
So we'd have a gate that's open and teleport.
If maybe, but yes, probably.
Okay, and if he is a pencil floating around, we can teleport. A pen floating around, we can teleport him back.
I wouldn't assume that he even counts as a person if he's being teleported.
Do you know, there are certain objects that need to be summoned.
Yes, yes.
Could you potentially apply a channel to the same upon the pen?
God, they really want me to have a pen.
Are you saying,
Look, it works.
What if I turn to an ant?
what do you mean?
That's even
Why
worse.
not a fly? So you can fly.
Make the pen
Yeah.
Flying is far more important.
There are swords that can be apparated and disapparated from any part of the world.
Yes.
The same could be applied to the pen so that you can bounce back to.
But he's a creature.
You want to,
As a construct,
you want me to enchant a living construct?
I want you to enchant a pen that he is inside of.
That is actually impressive.
I will see.
So
I will take a 10-hour break and make that line.
No matter how you tried, you couldn't get him to have a break. But enchanting a pen, he'd never break.
Because we're giving this mind a challenge.
Possess a living pen.
He's just like scratching something that doesn't exist. There's no hair. It's just like scratching the back of the ear.
That would provide us an opportunity for him to be teleported in via Miso, and then just at any moment being recalled back without having to use up one of Miso's magical supplies.
And you notice that the map you're holding does have 2 endpoints which don't give you everything. Now you know that the fort itself is inbuilt into the mountain, but most of the fort is on the side of the mountain, like a big elevated precipice. What you see is the bridge as one sign, obviously showing that bridge that leads back to Krueler, the harbour bridge, and then there's another on the parallel opposite side where it's just a bridge leading into what you assume is the mountain hole. So the layout you have is great, but it doesn't get you inside of a mountain. Where maybe more of the fort is, you're not exactly sure. You haven't been there. But you get a good idea from all of the layout of the map you've got. You get layouts of the towers. There's like a 15-story tower, and there's like a 9-story tower that are side by side and that have a bridge connecting the two.
The other would be, if we're not trusting the pen, Cicero could enter.
No, I think this is a good idea.
Nope, absolutely not.
He will die.
I 100% agree that the pen is a way better way to go.
Plus, if he dies, he doesn't die.
Yeah.
So,
It's
Your own words, Jonathan.
quite a more.
You see the elephant man return down the stairs very quickly, and he's holding a large piece of what looks like a pinkish gem that's maybe this big. He says, I've figured out the way. Someone needs to be holding this on their person the whole time.
Sure.
And then it's called Jacinth. It's spell soul-binding gem stone. It will be able to hold the tether and pull the body back. With the spirit back. And probably the pen. The pen part is what I'm 50-50 on.
do we want to test it right now?
Or does it have multiple uses? Or
I need to enchant the pen first.
Oh.
I'm just telling you
The
the
pen
components.
goes like, do you have a prototype of something with just a similar thing?
No,
I can just possess an object that's already enchanted.
I came here with nothing. I'm here to repair equipment.
We can use a different pen, and then you can go in that pen.
You seem quite
What if we put also inside of the pen many small objects, so if the pen gets fucked, he can take over another like mini ball.
What if we put an ant in
No, I think
No,
Why do you want to be a useless little creature?
the important part of what he was saying with the Jackson is that it can take the soul back, and he's unsure if it'll take the shell.
no, I understand.
So it doesn't matter what form he is. If
No,
the
no,
pen dies-
my reasoning is if the pen gets fucked, it can be little bit.
Yes, but if the pen gets destroyed, he's just a soul that can go wherever he wants.
Yes, but it can go into a little ball inside of the pen.
Or he can just be a floating soul that no one can target or see.
Well, it could be that anyway.
Well, he's in a pen right now.
Can you unbe in the pen?
And that's the only way we can teleport him.
Yes.
So the pen's helpful.
Me from upstairs.
Yes.
I need enough surface to carve my magic into.
That is a pen suitable.
Barely.
Would you like him to be a rock?
No.
Pebble?
Flat stone. Maybe.
Would you like me to be a paper?
Flint.
Why would you be paper?
I could be a spell scroll.
Something that we needed to like.
Paper is far more easy to say. Than
I need to be able to scribe my magic onto it.
Maybe a rock would be good.
There's a paper floating about.
Maybe a rock would be good.
I'm going to look for
freeze a range.
It can unfreeze when it's not.
You see a triangular piece of brick. That's the best you're gonna find. And it's grey brick, and it's granite, and one side is flat, but then the other two is like a, you know. Round one.
Frozen brick. It's not a rock.
Well, it's brick. But if they're living in a stronghold, we could probably try to cut it off.
Just
It's a different color.
drifting piece of rock. It's a grey stone.
To be fair, a pen is also a different color.
So like a granite color.
Brick.
Alright. Jonathan, get this.
Does he have to be inside this for you to enchant the thing?
Well, he doesn't have to be inside where you enchant.
Does he have to be inside it when you enchant the thing? You seem really unsure about this, and I'm guessing this is not your forte.
I can scribe. No, you don't have to be in it. No.
Would it help?
But the person who's holding the gemstone needs to be holding it the whole time. I'll need you to hold a gemstone for 10 hours. So whoever is the recipient of
Can't you just put it in your pocket?
Or can you not?
I could be the recipient, but then I'm casting the magic. So
Specifically you, can you just hold it in your pocket and not your hand?
Could you put it on a glove?
I think as long as it's
Active holding or on your
as
body
it's touching skin.
Oh.
So maybe we can make like a brace. Yeah, put it in underwear. And you just wear it.
Or just hold it.
Only for 10 hours.
In your prison pocket for 10 hours.
Because that's how long it will take me to enchant it.
So they have to hold it while we're on the chat.
Yes.
Why?
Because then it still tethers the idea of Jesse to. I'm figuring it out. It's like, I think I know.
This is the perfect plan.
Look, if it doesn't work, it's rock and it'll be destroyed and we'll move on to something else.
Alright.
And he can just float through walls all the way back in.
Do you want me to stop Ray's armor now and do this enchanting thing now?
Yes.
Okay, who's holding the gem?
I was gonna get a maid.
I think you should.
Alright.
Okay.
You can train and hold it at the same time.
Do I need to be next to you while you're
No, you're just gonna hold it.
Oh,
This is a good. No, this is useful for our training. This will simulate the one-handed.
I've already bound the gemstone.
Then why do I need to hold it while you're enchanting?
Because I have to bind the stone.
But you already have.
All right, Oscar, come outside.
No, you've given me the stone. I now have to bind the stone so that the gemstone and the
But I
stone.
don't need to be near you when you do this.
No,
what?
like close enough. We need to be within 1,000 feet, something like that.
Wait, so he doesn't need to be holding it the whole time?
But the tethered object needs to be connected to
Well,
skin.
this is arranged with it.
I don't know.
We can test.
I don't know. We'll try.
Okay, so if you're not holding the stone,
If we're not holding the stone, it will have no power.
okay, so you're holding the stone.
Fine.
All right, let's go and train.
And I just tied around my wrist.
You might notice Jonathan swirling inside of it eventually, but later. So over the course of the night, into the early hours of the morning,
We're training.
you guys are you're training through the night, and you're
Can I put up some flyers? There's an open position for a maid.
50%.
Male or
I
female.
don't have armor on there.
Race doesn't matter.
No, you don't.
No criminal history. Experience required, at least 13 years. Maid experience.
Do you train with us? Because I'm not trying to teach you both outflank.
No.
Train with us.
I gotta get as a maid. I'll be
I
back.
will watch the training.
You want some training dummies? I'm probably fine. I can get some training dummies.
Just sit here for a few hours. I want to teach you a few outflank maneuvers.
This was just like sitting down
So
and
that our
writing.
teamwork can be slightly better.
All right.
You're just watching.
Is this
Yep,
going to be a
I'm
temporary
watching.
thing, or are we going to get a permanent?
I don't know.
No.
Depends on what the DMs.
No. Your next feat. You can take the feat. How
I'll take the
exciting.
feat. That's
How exciting.
You guys are.
All right.
I've already planned my next feats until like level 12.
I'm paying attention.
Yes. And I started running through how to flank.
Okay, cool.
I know how to flank.
This is your make a diplomacy check.
I can't
teaching it better.
I can't tell.
Your DC for a good mate is 25.
Wow,
I failed
this is
miserably.
better. How are you doing
For a
this
good
much
mate.
better?
What'd you get?
Well, I'm not. I'm putting the flyers out and waiting a few days and telling them to come to a specific service at a specific time, and then I'll interview them all.
Okay, I actually like that.
Choose
Like a little-
the other person flag.
Okay, so you don't need to roll a diplomacy check. That can be individual for pricing and sorting. That's all.
I offer a reasonable price, a good price.
That's what you
per
said.
day.
It's reasonable price. Which is
Rates negotiable.
I'm going to move forward.
So now
you
it's been
need to
3
do
days.
you need to do these trainings over multiple days to actually get any benefit. So when Ray gets back, more training for Ray commences. So you're more working on Cicero while Ray's doing basically WWE sparring.
I'm gonna send a letter. I'll be back.
And I was going to say, I don't think Ray comes home exhausted at all, so he's perfectly capable of fighting any match in training or anyway.
Child's play.
Remember, always go for the legs.
They're back, and I'm just not there. He's just in the face, just talking to himself in the basement.
Oscar, I know I've just come back. Why are you not wearing your blindfold?
Oh, yeah. I'm teaching sister.
I don't see it.
I've just closed my eyes.
That's not it. Okay, I'm going to
My eyes have been closed for the past 14 hours.
Okay. I do it really tightly around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable.
Your head starts
So now
to
instead of
throb a little.
50% obscured, it's more like 80% obscured.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you gotta fight like this, or you're gonna be useless.
And you
I saw you fighting that thing that killed us, and you were blind. Just imagine you like doing that.
You see, there's just a bunch of boxes around the floor, which is just like footwork for you
Would
to
you
try
like
and
a
do that.
punching bag? I'll go get you one.
You see him punching like just a giant piece of stone wall. He's got a few dents, but otherwise his hands are very clean.
You'll go like to a comment. It's like, hey, you want like 2 gold?
No.
There's like
That's not what I'll do. I'll go with somebody who has a sack and some soft material.
Oscar has 6 lids of crates just piled on top of each other, and you can see them get split
My
already.
original tutor taught me, if you practice the same move 10 million times, eventually
You'll feel nothing.
it will be perfect.
You know the definition of insanity.
His fucking hands are just bloody little stumps. Absolutely mangled fucking fingers in all the wrong directions.
Every day he's just snapping them back into
Is
place.
this why you're a cleric?
I need to work on my shins now. It hurts, but only momentarily.
Every moment I move it,
At some point, the pain goes away.
only momentarily.
Every
I
second.
know that you took chipped
It
off.
only hurts when I'm breathing.
Like muscles, bones can grow.
But we come to the beginning of day 5,
Come.
where Ray returns at the kind of dawn, like an overnight parade of the battle, which ended in
Oh yeah, also, actually.
After the guy finishes,
The guy finishes.
see, spending we had 15 days, yeah? And now we only have 5?
No, I'm moving you day 5 in.
Okay, so we've still got
5 is when Miso comes back, apparently.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to move us to the.
And when does his arm finish?
Well, it's been delayed. 4 days, but it had been delayed at 10 hours, so basically the 5th day.
Oh, sorry, today.
That's right.
Works out for you guys. And there's a little bit of testing where obviously you guys need to prepare, and you realize that at one point the stone, even though it's a good size, when the magic is pulled and Jonathan has seemingly pulled it back, you notice the stone breaks off in a large chunk. Like one side of it breaks off, so a part of the enchantment breaks and the stone becomes inert because it's kind of broken granite. But then you see attached to your wrist, Jonathan, is a black silhouette, just like you're looking into the reflection of pink, and it's just a black outline of a figure in there.
Hey, Jonathan, can you leave from here, or are you stuck?
Jonathan hears everything just super muffled.
We can't talk in this mode, so.
I think he's stuck.
You see the shadow arm lift.
Wait, Wait, this should be perfect.
Prologue.
Wow, for ceiling.
I'm not here.
Wait, he can fly, so
As
he
you're
can just like pull
looking
you
at
out.
Jonathan, he's just kind of picking up his finger as his finger is glowing this bright light as he's just grinding on his skin strange symbols.
He's making dark skin glow brightly. Yeah.
You're getting cursed.
You notice that there is this kind of quiet, what sounds like a small hammer hitting a wooden table every 15 or so seconds, and you make your way in and you notice that there is an auction happening. A black feathered bird is holding up a beautiful looking ornate wooden, it looks like a wooden frame of a scabbard, but it's just a wooden device. Obviously there's no burlesque dancer, there's no performer on stage, but you notice that to the left of this large area there is what looks like a kind of a central bank nook where, of course, where a row of a row of seats line the kind of pew that resides on. It looks like a bar that has been put into a bank vault. So where a person might be directing you to their gold or through to their gold, it's just a guy sitting behind a bar, a large orc-looking fellow. And you notice that there is at the far end of the room, that werebear creature that they were talking about, just standing there, golden armor, white long cloak behind him, blue gauntlets on his arms, and kind of like in a very really rich-looking golden ostentatious armor, and a bunch of people sitting at tables sharing coin, drinks, and cards, and a few dice games. There's only 4 main tables where you can see gambling is being partaken at, and 3 of those tables aren't actively being used. And there's obviously this corner, not booth, but a corner stage where things are placed atop and people are standing around it, forming a kind of small gathered crowd. Not more than 12 people. You see 2 old-looking women, a dozen men. You hear, the scabbard of the horseman, Caesarea. And kind of in a finishing bravado type of way. At this point, you see 3-0 being held up. He's muttering it. He's not actually yelling it like you'd expect him to. So you get a bit closer, and you're noticing he's hitting the high 20s.
What's your problem?
Going for 29. Only 29. Cicero, make me a perception check.
Otherwise, you can always ask a fixer.
You roll battle day.
Sorry.
This happens. Well, that's okay, because Jake covers me. He mentions the fixer, and you look over to the kind of corner booth that he mentioned, and it actually looks like he is in the middle of putting away a bunch of stalls, literally market stalls, inside a large bank central vault room. You see he's closing up what looks like small, lock boxes, cabinets that fold out and close inwards. Long purple robes. A very palish blue face. And long, outstretching, pointed ears. You remember him from behind, melting into clay and mud. And he stands in the corner of the room, not recognizing that you're there, packing up a stall for the day, packing up his market. Okay. You go to the corner, so the opposite adjacent corner to the auction that's happening, and you see very slowly, you see one ear twitch first, the right ear, and then a kind of one eye head roll turn. He notices Oscar first. Cicero is like directly behind him. Sorry, my good friends. The market is closed. Any products you are after will have to wait until next week.
That's right. I doubt you were selling what we're after.
I sell lots of things, and only for the highest bidder.
We're after something quite specific. I'm not sure if you have it in your stock.
Well,
God's high caliber to have this item.
Certain elixirs, or no, I'm closed for the day. But if you've got enough money, I'm certainly willing to listen. How much are you willing to invest in my little market?
How much?
See, he actually still hasn't noticed you.
Standing
You're just standing
behind him.
Really, for a very... No, it's completely alright if you don't have it. I understand. Specific set of natural remedies.
Ah, yes. Which ones? The ones that get your blood pumping, the ones that make your body's hormones work overtime, or ones that simply are designed for your death?
And poison.
The ones that
He works around the poison word.
the ones that give only the sweetest of flavors. For those who are not dancers.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that
He means the ones that kill people.
the sleep remedy you're after is not one that helps cure diseases from your body. I'm going to assume that that is not a problem you possess. He turns slightly more. He's kind of long-necked, swiveling into a definitely snapped neck angle. It's the...
Okay, let's put it in
an unusual visitor. He just stares at you for a decent second.
very specific request.
He gets like an inch away from your face, moves very gracefully but quickly. Are you a part of the group from the dark state, the Plague Walkers? I've never seen you before.
I've never seen you again.
I'm gonna pull out the pen. Is there like a table next to it?
Yeah.
I kind of slam the table down, but pen down on the table.
I've been personally wronged, and I'm just right. You help to Keter Sanctuary.
I wonder. Both you make me diplomacy.
Oh boy. Okay. This is going to be so good. We can take your role instead. Not one. So I succeed. You get plus
20. Okay.
Well, I would do mine. We fix out lights.
If I had that right, it would be a +4. Or plus something. Or 5. Or plus 5. And then making teamwork, that was like +1 extra. Yeah,
Very rough.
But you know.
Yes. Plus this, so you get plus 7.
The
Only if I'm doing Davis, which I think so.
The elf cocks his head and kind of smiles coyly.
I'm willing to reopen my stores just for someone who is willing to spend bulk. I might have dream ingredients from this plane, from others, but I'm only interested in selling the whole supply.
How many dosage?
Well, let's just say 12,000 gold worth is, it's a lot of sleepy good time addictions.
12,000 will be 15 doses.
I was hoping to get a few extra people hooked for more clientele, but I'm happy to wait another month.
No, Central's canister. So, not sure if that would be enough.
Well, he kind of half closes the lid on the containers.
It's alright, no, it's fine business.
Well,
It's gonna be let's go from here.
I choose to hide my gold where no one can touch them. That is the use of doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is what I give you will be likely of a quality you did not expect. I would say the most accurate quality to the books we ever read about. Certain extruding.
Those are big words for someone that good from supply.
He kind of takes a second. You see, he pulls. You didn't realize he had two hands on top, and you see a third hand reach underneath the counter or the small display table for a market and drag something out from underneath the table. With a hand pulls it up. You now see his third hand, and a larger kind of rectangular vertical suitcase, which you see he clicks two buttons at the top of, and you see the whole display box kind of open sideways. I have only enough ingredients if I get rid of this month's supply. So you will be buying me out, but if that's not enough, then I might just have to create. Oh. You weren't looking for dreaming poisons. If you mix them together, say for 14,000 gold, you might put them to sleep, but then you might also kill them in their sleep. Mixing the ingredients.
Means a mixture. Life something will be enough.
Very well. I will just say that dreaming, you're leaving them in a state that they are very susceptible to. Knives do solve half your problem, but if they cannot breathe before they wake up, then they are no longer living. Regardless, this deal should not conclude here. Please. And he leads you kind of just off the corner to the staircase and tunnel that you came from, and he drags the wooden box along with him. He closes it back up, drags it along with him, and then opens it back up closer and away from the larger population of people down here. I just don't want the overseer to catch whiff of well, all of this. Well, selling bulk after hours is almost considered a crime down here, if there was ever such a thing. The possibilities that
the powers that watch from the railings might have an interest in your kind, eyesores. I just don't want to make them have any assumptions about our dealings. You're not looking to kill people. That's very noble. You're simply putting them to sleep.
So this meal is included.
I will let you know that these ingredients are designed to last longer than they or than the original was anticipated. Not that the quality is necessarily stronger, but
That's fine.
instead of 20 seconds, generally they will be unconscious for 40 or closer to a minute.
We can hear not flash.
That is correct. And where does this business needing all of this supply, where does it take you? You see, weirdly enough, skin starts to grow over his mouth, and he uses his finger to kind of like cut the skin back from growing. Yes, this is a deal. And you see him, like, basically just bop the top of his box. You see the actual top raise in size, and then you see the kind of top part, the sealed lid falls inwards, and you see that it's just a large gaping hole. Please, when it comes to coins, I'd rather be quiet about all of this. Is there the coin on your person, or do I have to?
I did say it's dangerous.
Yes, well, that's why a magical storing device is very useful.
That applies both ways. Besides,
I see.
would you like much progress here? A main course is nothing but an entree. Just a standard amount. Here is good. I'll pull out a big ass sack. $1,000. Somewhere else. Somewhere else. Somewhere maybe more than one.
Yes.
For the rest.
Why don't we take this to where laws no longer... And he's holding his hand out in such a weird way. His fingers, you're realizing they're really long and just overly large, gangly appendages, where the markets are more abiding for us. Here you see this place is much akin to any public marketplace. There are laws here that the wealthy force on us. But the first door, if I take you to the pleasure market, coin can be exchanged there without worry. It's inside the lamented pier, the buildings destroyed that you have been walking past, leading you here. When you come back from your job, I will expect an extra 10% for every day you do not deliver. You see him, like, once again, like, touch his lips, and you're realizing he's literally cutting threads of something that is trying to stitch his mouth back together.
One day is sufficient.
And he seems to know already some detail about your objectives. 5 days to go, return on the 6th, and I will expect payment no later than the 7th. If it is not given by the end of the 7th day from now, this place will no longer invite you. Neither will any of the underground courts, I hope you realize. I am very well known as one of the more common merchanters of this faction.
We are aware of the Japanese business.
I'm pretty sure he does not. Although maybe
That's
you're...
one some of them. Say muffle down. Like you said,
Very well. That is very correct, and I wouldn't bother trying to be friends with Titus. He is a dickhead. And does not give his strength freely, not even to save this city. That thing will let it burn. And you see him close up the case. You see what he had removed from the case is basically like what looks like 2 6-packs of milk cartons. But you see the color inside. It is, I would say it's barely creamy if the cream color is more gray. And then there's this like hints of black color that kind of swirl through them all. But they kind of just look like you're holding a bunch of milk.
Of course.
Yeah. And even when you're holding it, there is a distinct or confusing state where you're pretty sure, at first you're pretty sure it was liquid, and then as you look through it, it actually just looks more like a powder, like a very refined chemical powder. I will be off, and you will be content.
Seeing you.
At the pleasure market in 7 days. And you see him turn his back to you and continue to fold up the remnants of his equipment. I mean, you're noticing there is fine-looking, like golden filigree daggers and like very, very beautiful-looking pieces. You're not exactly sure if they're magical, but they've certainly got that, rich aesthetic.
I've forgotten who we usually talk about, Augustine. I remember that name has come up a few times. Counselor.
Yeah, that was the name of the random drunk guy in the bar that knocked unconscious.
It's kind of
Probably get his full skin clipped.
who is the current Archmage of Antiquity?
Right.
Cyrillia Siddiq.
Oh, she's still here? Okay.
She must be old. Yes, we're going to see. Could be it all.
Was it Augustine?
Yes.
Okay. Counselor? Okay. What's his first name?
I have no idea.
Okay, good.
It's probably his father. It's probably me.
Fair enough. He was a researcher regarding this. Cyrillia, do you know if she's an elf? Would make sense.
Whatever race is probably.
One of the major mages in charge of academy and
she's been around for at least more than 100 years, probably 200.
so you'd assume elf, but you've not seen her.
You know the Inquisitor Jujun Kuroda of Keter Scout Military Division? Or do you know the military division? Kento? Hera. Keter? Keter. K-E-T-E-R.
That's the state you're in.
Where's Harold?
That's what we are.
Harold was not here this morning, but your crow's there.
Military. Scout military. Is that a compass?
It's the sending stone.
Inquisitor Jujun Kuroda.
Harold, are you aware of the individual named Inquisitor Jujun Harold?
June Corridor?
Sure, wasting the seconds, but not saying somewhere. It's a microphone.
Choose the message stone.
It's bad enough that you have to point it there.
But at least someone sees power.
If we go like this, it says to flicker out.
Yeah. Literally, it's like this. Oh, goddamn, he's moving. You just hear. Let me ask. I'll go back and ask Oshia.
I got one yesterday. And he's asking him shit. Those are the box.
Okay. Cool.
What about them?
They were the 3 researchers regarding the object I'm looking into. And apparently it is quite an interesting artifact.
And I can obviously say this for you. Those little underlines, they're actually like blackout, like John, you got it.
Yeah.
I think I wrote that too.
Yeah, you did.
I cannot, dude. I wrote that so long ago.
It says it not only at the top, but at the bottom.
I double checked. That's good.
Maybe it's a whole different section. It also seems as do you know where Paldua is?
Luda.
It definitely is Paldua.
Paluda.
P-E-L-D. Paldua.
Misspelling of Paluda.
You would never do that.
Isn't that a sanctuary or something?
It's an academy.
Apparently there's a school there that harnesses the potential.
So we need to go to
Seemingly carries itself like dust particles, so with a certain amount of natural little air is needed to propel it. It naturally disperses itself quite well, and even when you open it slightly, it shoots out like an ejection, because obviously the force of you uncorking the top allows a lot of gas to escape quickly.
So that's simple apparatus.
Sure.
So it's like instructions.
Sure. Yes.
I could have also
like an idiot, just.
I wonder if this gets me.
Oh no! Oh no!
From the door. What am I doing here?
15 doses. Let's just open up one.
And it's funny too, because there's only one door in this whole fort, and that's the basement door to the tower door, so you're just filling the basement with a good amount of poof. No, you're using the actual, Okay. Okay, make a fucking alchemy check. Testing.
20.
There you go.
Oh, I'm also gonna, while I'm here, I'm gonna turn one of Raven Dog's poison into gas too.
Okay. Yeah, that takes a fair bit.
I don't lose them. Extremely valuable and OP poison.
Is that fort and dex? Or is it strength and dex?
That's the full, it's like comp dex.
I use this deck.
It's 2. It's always 2. Poisons are horrific.
I think it was a comp dex.
24 decks.
Oh
my god.
Oh my bad.
It's literally my one counter to him, because if I get it high enough, he'll succeed to hit me, but I can tell.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Probably. It was all around the same time.
You guys are at the end of your kind of morning tests. You are welcome to follow Mitso, who is waiting for you at the base of the stairs, to go and get Moki, if that's something some of you are going to do.
I think we should probably all go. Oh, sorry, let me unlock the door.
You're behind the door. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, can you open the door?
Who do you think should go?
All of us go.
Well, I mean, I don't have to go. He's always like,
right, you don't have to go. You don't want to.
I don't know him for that long. I just figured.
You got away with words, you know?
Well, I can always talk to the house.
Is he still in the wilds, or is he back here?
He's with his children.
In the world? Back here? Oh, back
Yeah, Mitsu said he somehow saw him at the fort, and so he's brought him back here.
Oh, okay. So, technically, well, we still
He's dying to come with us.
yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to come with him.
I was talking about here training until we.
But his program wants to stay with his children. Anyways,
I guess just I'll go.
no, that's right. But do you want me to?
Sure, I will be.
No one?
Well, no, we need you here to help train with.
We'll be gone for 5 minutes.
Okay.
We're in and out, 10 minutes.
Then, right, you must come.
Okay, I'll come.
And
I'm counting. 1.
you exit, and Mitsu waits for you at the bottom of the stair. Actually, the corner of the street.
Timing great.
Sophia, you come too.
Well, no, why?
Well, because he likes you.
Come on, sir.
Okay.
How will happen?
Oh,
They hate you and don't
I'm not. You guys don't want me to do anything. I'm
So,
fine.
I don't want you to kill yourself again.
Look, I'll kill anyone, anytime, like you.
Jesus.
Appreciate pointing out.
Some old guy. Mitsu, she's reporting at Mitsu. Mitsu's yes, the walk will be
We
approximately.
will get cloud kill one day, and could kill us all in the same second.
Because we'll all have masks.
Yeah,
That's right. That's how it works.
it gives you +5 bonus to the save.
No.
+2, +5. I can play you +5.
Don't be such a hater again. Last time we tried to make masks to protect us from tentacles, it didn't work. Well,
Yeah, you got fucked.
Tentacle fucking, yep.
well, it was because it would take us like 12 days straight to make that many masks, because I was doing really good. So I made you another legendary.
Mitsu alerts you it is probably a 4-hour journey. Sorry, Ray, you're counting in grains. You'll likely be counting for quite a while.
I'm walking here 55.
Okay.
Ray hits 555, and then you're like halfway there.
Wait a minute, that's
That's 20 minutes, because of the close.
No, brains get slower than the more you do. But you don't have to count the brain.
Those things green.
No, you said 5 minutes, so I was doing the simplistic, correct mathematical. What's 5 times 60? Well, you're not educated on the mathematics system.
The brains are not
Granular mathematics is very slow and custom. It's a custom.
The society is a function of that, etc. So that's a problem.
So we just changed the law so their mathematics make more sense.
All of your brains weighs an equal amount of numbers. The heavier the brain, the more numbers that it equates to. The larger the numbers become, the heavier the brains are there for the soul.
That makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense.
How do you choose how fast you yeah.
But 100 you get, the chew quicker, the more food you get, the chew softer.
So you eat them and then count them.
That is how they originated it. And then we figured out some maths behind it.
Obviously not.
So,
We figured out a solar calendar type of thing, and
have you heard about exponential?
No.
Well, that's why.
Exponentially more frustrating.
Let me rephrase that. I do know what an exponential is, I just don't think you know what
You know that we count.
we have very good maths back then. We invented it, really. Well, no, we didn't. We inherited it.
Just asking any set range how many grains it takes to walk by. I'll tell you.
That's 7 snails behind a tongue leg.
Okay, I'm surprised you know.
Because quite a lot of people set up the snails are small.
I think frogs.
We don't have wings.
Less mass.
Big leg.
But the frogs are big.
That's nice. It's quite tasty.
and you guys walk for the remaining 4 hours, and you get to
I'm really glad that we've got just
frivolously use teleport to go to right. See, that's its own character for an actor.
He's on here. You just stop and tell us what's
He looks back at you, and you can see there's just like a strict annoyance on his face. You're probably guessing the latter.
It's a mid-level spell, bro. Get better.
Just cause 6 of those.
You have no idea how much magic I have used today to get you some simple fucking ingredients. Such as Moki.
Oh.
A very important ingredient for the battle ahead. And I checked where Jonathan and your bodies had been destroyed, and there is no sign of him.
Right.
So likely he is very dead.
He's probably made a new body.
Or maybe that.
I bet if we take that, like maybe half of his spirit is still stuck in the rocket before, and then when we take our rocket, which is that rocket, they can connect to each other. I'm the reform finish way. Otherwise, he's done something dumb. Jonathan's never. And the magic casters are there, has bound into a smaller area. And it's really soft for you because your whole point is to use Jonathan to meet the god.
Well, no.
Start putting them that much weight.
Moki's father came back to life after death. And we have been assessing magic and what capabilities they have outside of the divine, the ways we can heal you, keeps all of you together. That did not happen with Vosk, the Beast Tyrant, and it changed him permanently. And the suspicion I have, and what I have been trying to show Surlia, the Archmage of Antiquities, is that the scrolls, the papyrus scrolls, are likely all interconnected. And the one that you were found with does match some type of signature that is also seen with Vosk, not just Odessia. We believe they are all interconnected, and that whether or not she is knowing that it's happening willingly, parts of her and her magic are being spread across the continent into various powerful figures, and it is only making them stronger and more dangerous, as necromancies want to do. And the magic does make sense. It aligns with what we saw Necrodamos express and expel. A type of negative oblivion energy.
Well, I mean, he said he got that papyrus from the change maker. When your friend was evil.
The chain maker? I've never been a friend in my life.
You say as you walk.
I got it from his master.
Never heard of it. And his master is who?
Chain maker.
Does that mean that it is an inherited gift, or that it is its own unique power that can be given and
I
taken?
think Jonathan was a little annoyed, like he expected his master to do something other than say, this is your responsibility now.
Freely giving up.
I mean, the way you described it, it sounded more like the monster just gave them everything.
To be fair, I love Jonathan's a billion years old, but he wasn't conscious for most of it. If his master was alive for all that time, I have too much money to die.
Yes.
Well, let's just hope that your necromancer friend doesn't return and stays away, and hopefully never brings the rot that he uses back. That being said, Cerelia is studying it, and I believe that soon enough this magic will be implemented into our schools for uses against against such magic, not to use it for its own means. And you see, you guys arrive at the base of 7 or 8 massive lighthouses, all merged together. And at the base, there is maybe 12 to 13 different doors that kind of stretch along a massive thoroughfare. All each have their own unique view, each unique architecture and calligraphy on the door. And you see him head to one that looks rather simple. The wood itself is still well carved and polished. But as he opens the door, it leads down to a spiral staircase made of wood that just kind of takes you down a long spiraling path. And so as he's leaving, he says, I might have to give flight with the last of my magic to the children and to Moki, just so they can leave this godforsaken chamber.
Moki's quite a good job, though.
Even these stairs are not designed. None of this is designed to effectively, when we want to keep centaurs held hostage, very good.
I've never actually seen the jump. He just was talking about how Moki works.
I doubt he's very good. All horses. You remember all of the coat hangings?
I'm gonna chuckle out of it every once in a while. It's like a cockroach on his own bed.
And as you think about him being on his back rolling around, you get to the bottom of the stairs and you see a centaur that fits Moki's size, with a lot more hair, like an enormous beard, an enormous set of locks that kind of just like spreads, like Hagrid, basically. And the 2 children, which are just like sleeping, resting against his bodies, like mum and pup. And you notice that he's sitting there, laying back. His eyes are kind of flickering in and out.
There's a problem with the chest. I'm going to suppress this. I think it's whole life. I was going to say, like, possibly that.
You hear him mutter something, and you hear him so he has been like this for the last 14 hours. He raises, the mage lifts one of his arms up, and you can see there is like a gash that goes from the corner of his right arm all the way down and underneath the armpit. Just like enormous amounts of lacerations that just cover and span his whole body. Fresh, 14-hour-old wounds. No.
I thought we weren't going to die. Not watching on the floor or something. Goddamn. Cautiously. There's my on his chest. And I will probably maybe like 2 cubes.
Okay. Roll some hit die.
The first one. Also, as he casts it under his breath, he mutters something, you see blood begin to sort of pool out from the sides of the wounds and almost turn into little threads. And like stitches begin to close themselves up. And here's a whole attacker for the first one.
Alright, that's pretty good.
Another attack.
So plus 20.
I might cast another one. Just keep up.
Okay.
And this one. Ooh, that's a perfect. Okay. For a whole 23 HP. Oh, fuck up.
So, and what does this look like again? This is a white glow from the hand?
Actually, this is probably...
On top of the stitching of the thread, I mean. Like, what emanates from your body?
Yeah. You probably see, like, almost that, like, white flame begin to cool up, but as it gets closer to his hand, it sort of turns into this...
Gains form.
Deeper red that just gently sort of undulates on his form. And then you see the stitches start to pulsate outwards.
So Moki wakes to the warmth of a white glow. And that is where we will end the episode.
fall.